Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to the return of Top 5. It's been a little while. Our last one was Antagonist, I think in October, so we've had a couple months off because Jason and I both had some stuff going on IRL, but I think for the most part, that's all situated, so we should be able to, the plan at least at the moment, is to return to our regularly every other Tuesday. So, Jason, good to be back with you for first top 5 of 2026. How's it going? Been a while since we chatted.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad talking to you. Going to be kind of what we did last year, but a little bit on the flip side because we're not completely ready to show what we liked last year, but we're going to do what we did last January to kind of start off this year and kind of go from there.
Yeah, so tonight we are talking about our top 5 most anticipated games of 2026. Which was kind of a last-minute addition because I wanted to kick it off with our top 5 2025 games, not just games that we played in 2025. But thanks to our guest tonight, he screwed it all up. And I say that lovingly. We got Lowest Expectations joining us, and he's like, I won't be ready by then. So we're pushed that to 2 weeks from tonight, which is perfectly fine. So, Lois, good to have you back. And how's it going? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah, leave it to me to leave everything for the last minute and not being ready for anything at all whatsoever.
At least you have a pretty good reason, and it's not just because you couldn't come up with a list, because you're doing a video on it, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I was like, hey, if we pushed it back, 2 weeks, would that work for you? And because he said he wanted to be on for 2025 games as well. He's like, yeah, that works. So I was like, absolutely no worries whatsoever. So we kind of scrambled last minute for a replacement topic for tonight. And I was like, hey, let's talk about our games that we're looking forward to in 2026. So glad to have you aboard.
Yep. And minor spoiler for that video, I've played like 2 or 3 games from 2025, and I'm also currently in the middle of 3 of them.
Okay, and so you have to wrap those up before 2 weeks from tonight.
Exactly, and we'll see if I can do that.
Well, here's hoping. So, and then we got another guest who it's been a while since she's been on the channel, but we got Melee K joining us. Hello, K. How's it going?
Wow. Hi. How's it going? It's been a while. No, I love doing these though. They're so much fun.
Yeah, I think probably the last time you were on for top 5 was probably waifus, would be my guess, right?
It must have been waifus, yeah.
That was episode 25.
James
and this is episode 40.
James would have been like what, 360 or something? You guys did like an Xbox one. I think that was the last with him, and then with me it was waifus.
I know he was on 360. No, he was on PS1 games, although that was the end of last year.
Yeah, because we did the PS1 roulette.
We did that in December of 2024 because it was the 30th anniversary.
Oh my god.
And it's already over a year ago, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
I know. God.
2025 just flew by.
It's insane.
I could look through these and figure out exactly when you guys were both last on. But either way, it's good to have you back because it's always fun to argue about things, or maybe we'll have an argueless stream. We'll see.
It's hard to scream about like what someone else is excited for. Like, how dare you be excited for that game? It's like, okay.
Yeah, not quite as a potentially contentious top 5 where we're arguing about, no, this game is better and this game is better. So
yeah, speaking of which, all 5 games in the thumbnail, none of those are my choices.
That's typically what I try to do, is I try to put some that people are in general, like for the thumbnails. I try to do things that like most people would think of that they're probably not on any of our lists. So in fact, I forgot
some of those games. Some of those games in the thumbnail, I think, are going to end up being really, really bad.
Okay, yes. I forgot what I put on the thumbnail, but yes, all 5 of those are not on my list either.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I know, really narrow.
You guys all can leave now.
Yep, show's over.
So, all right, let's say hi to chat here before we get going. I see James' first one in chat, or at least the first one that's showing up at Restream. If there was some before that, I'm sorry. You know what, let's... because it doesn't show up on Restream until we start the stream, or at least until you join into the studio. So I'm pulling it up here on YouTube to make sure if there was any one thing before that. Nope, James was first. So I'm excited for nothing. So or am I? I don't know. Anyways, we got Dude over on Rumble saying howdy. What's up, Dude? I'll be doing my stream with him on Thursday for Achievement Chasers for what we achievement hunted over December. That'll be fun. Got Nightmare saying what's up, guys? Good evening, Nightmare. And the Rigor Morpheus. I don't think I recognize that name, but I love that name. That's great. Hello and welcome to Top 5.
What's up, brother?
I'm excited for nothing. And Rodney, I've seen you over in the Melee chats lately, but I don't know if I've seen you here in my chat. What's up, Rodney? Good to see you. Maybe we get some gems this year. Possibly. So, all right. Well, with that, for any of you who don't know, who are new to Top 5, we rank our Top 5 of, our personal Top 5, not a group Top 5. That comes at the very end. But we start at 5, work our way up. But before we get to our number 1, we get to some honorable mentions, and then we end off with our number 1. So, and then Jason, if there's any crossover, then Jason has this system of ranking.
Math equations are floating behind me right now to figure it all out.
The Zach Galifianakis meme.
Yeah,
he's pretending to be Rain Man in Due Date, or not Due Date. It was Hangover.
Hangover, yeah.
And he figures out a system and ranks all the things that we said tonight in a group Top 5. So that is how Top 5 goes. And like I said, it's been a couple months since we've done one, but it's good to be back. So, all right, with that, we will go ahead and get started with our number 5s. And also part of the usual is that Jason always kicks us off with starting us off with number 5. So, Jason, what is your number 5 most anticipated game of 2026?
Yeah, so this is going to be fun because I'm trying to put together a fantasy critic for 2026. So it's going to be kind of fun seeing everything like this to get announced, so I can kind of maybe steal people's picks and try to figure out who I'm going to get in this league, because I kind of want to do it for a stream thing too. So we'll see how that goes. But
I have some potential candidates.
Cool. Because we have to do that soon. But this game, I would be shocked if anybody knew that this game was coming out, let alone if anybody even cares about this game. But I just found about this today. I like to play board games, when I'm not playing games and everything like that. And there's a board game that I've always loved playing back in college with a bunch of friends. They're making a video game of it, and it's just going to be the board game as a video game. And that game is King of Tokyo.
I've played that game before.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. I did not know
they're making a game. Is it a video game that's like in the IP, or is it just
no? It's like a digital. It's like when they do Monopoly a million times as a video game. They're doing that finally as this one. So you don't have to worry about losing all the dice and all the energy cubes and all that kind of stuff. So it's something very simple. And I was like, wow, this is like the perfect thing to put on a Switch to bring to places or anything like that. I'm like, I love when a board game kind of gets translated to video games, so a lot of people can play it without knowing the rules, because the game kind of guides you with the rules and everything like that. So I'd be shocked if anybody even knew about this, let alone will put this on this list. But I'm like, smaller games like this that had a following back then that kind of gives them extra life, I'm a huge fan of when that happens. So yeah, that's why it made my number 5, just because, again, I know it's something I'm going to buy and it's something I'm going to play, at friend's house, and I don't have to worry about bringing, the actual board over anymore. And if it has all the extra characters and all the extra expansions for it, that's going to be pretty cool too.
I had no idea this was getting a video game adaptation, essentially. So
cool.
I don't remember how to play because it's been.
It's super. It's Yahtzee with monsters attacking.
So Lois or Kay, have either of you played the actual board game of this?
No, never. But this looks cool.
Is there any video of it, or is it just still images?
Just still image. I literally found about this today, and I was like, this is pretty freaking cool. And I had my number 5 spot between a couple. My goal this time was the games that were announced for this year or possibly announced for this year is what I wanted to do, because there's obviously games and later on that could come out, but these are the ones that are I'm fairly certain these come out this year that are coming. And the one that I had at my 5 spot got knocked out because I don't think it's going to come out this year. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'd never heard of this before, but I had it on my wish list on Steam already. So I must be
there you go.
I must be keeping track of it, because I use my Steam wish list to keep track of games for my videos.
Yep.
But I don't know anything about it.
Is it
What's
like
that?
James, where like half of Steam is on his wish list?
Oh, it's currently 3,174.
Okay, so yeah,
Jeez.
Damn, I
big
think you might
list.
be beating us. I
Yeah.
don't know. Ours is roughly around the same, I think.
Yeah. So if you see the picture that's up right now with the like the attack and all that stuff, like the goal is to stay in Tokyo, and you roll dice. So like if you deal damage to the character and the monster dies, you lose. If you get energy cubes, your monster can do energy attacks that you draw from cards, and then you also have special abilities. But your goal is to stay in Tokyo to get enough points or deal enough damage to the monster that's in Tokyo to kill that monster, and you take over Tokyo and win the game that way. So there's a couple ways to win and rules around how you do it depending on how many people you play.
Yeah, well,
If this thing has online, that's going to be amazing. I doubt it will, but if it has an online component to it, that'd be freaking amazing too.
I can't imagine that a board game would not have an online.
I mean, it's
That's the whole point.
It's a pretty cheap game, and it took Monopoly's like a million tries to get the actually online to work.
What?
So I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't have it, but it would be really cool if it does.
Wow, I would be blown away if they made a board game and it didn't have online multiplayer. It's like that's the whole point of making a digital version of a board game.
Yeah.
So yeah, my roommate I was out of college by that time, but I had a roommate and he was huge into video or board games. So we had a huge board game collection, and this was one of them. So it's been a long time since I played it, but I did play this plenty of times. So, well, cool, interesting. I'm glad I know that there's a digital adaptation of that now, or at least there will be. Does it have a no, just release date 2026. No,
I think
estimated date.
the thing that I saw was March, April, or May, or like around there. Like that's the thing that I was reading at work.
Springtime release. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. All right. And I missed someone in chat that so October Mike is here. What's up, October Mike? Good to see you, buddy. I understood that's supposed to be those games that we played in 2025. Yeah, that's going to be next episode of Top 5, 2 weeks from tonight. So, and I saw that Rigor Morpheus subscribed to the channel, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, no one else hears it, but I have I don't think the sound shows up on stream either, but I hear it. It has the achievement unlock sound, or the rare one with the diamond, and it's really loud. So that's why you heard me like jump a little bit when the notification popped up, if you notice. But so cool. All right. Well, let's go with Kay next. It's been a long time since he's been on Top 5. So, Kay, what is your number 5 most anticipated game of 2026?
Sure thing. Well, it's really weird that I picked one that was actually shown in the Game Awards. I did not expect that. But there was actually quite a few good announcements during that. So the one that I picked for my number 5, and I actually find the number 5 to be the hardest spot because you're always knocking something out in favor of it. And you're kind of like setting the standard there. But my number 5 is Stupid Never Dies, which is that zombie action RPG that they announced. And what got me so hooked on that was the fact that they were very much like early 2000s, like almost MCR Blink 182 type energy with the trailer.
Okay.
And it was just super like, I don't know. There's just something about that energy I was super into. But the combat looks really fun in this, and it looks very like Lollipop Chainsaw inspired to me.
Okay.
Isn't it made by the person that did that?
Is it? I have no idea. I haven't looked into it deeply enough.
I thought it was, but I could be mistaken on that.
It feels like
yeah, and it gives a very like Sega Genesis or Sega vibes from back then too. That's the other thing I got from it.
150%. So I just thought this looked super cool as an aesthetic, and I want to see a wave of these kinds of games come back. This might be the beginning of it. But I thought the trailer was super fun. And who doesn't love Lollipop Chainsaw type games? So yeah, it was an easy number 5.
I'm totally with you on this one. This was my favorite game at the Game Awards.
Yes, it was. I have another game that I loved in the Game Awards, but I don't think it's coming out this year, so it won't be on my list. But there's a few that were actually really good during that, and this was definitely like one of them. Like, whoa, hold up, are we returning to like peak? Are we getting back to the early 2000s? I love this kind of gaming, so I agree with Jason. Very Sega energy, and that's kind of what pulled me into.
Okay, yeah, it looks. Yeah, I haven't played Lollipop Chainsaw, but I know that was kind of like a cult hit. But would you say It's it looks like hack and slash. Is that probably?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
actually,
very much so.
the developer was an ex Capcom guy who did Devil May Cry 4, original Dragon's Dogma, and Resident Evil 4. He did a lot of the
Yeah.
combat for that.
That makes
Okay.
sense. That
I knew
makes
he,
so
I
much
knew he
sense
came
when
from
you said it.
somewhere. I just couldn't remember where.
Yeah. I see a bit of the Devil May Cry in it as well.
James says it might make Scene Girls great again.
Please.
I know.
Cool.
Seriously.
I know well, I didn't catch all of the Game Awards, so I don't know if I caught this one or not, but yeah, interesting.
It's
It was in the
worth
middle.
looking through those announcements. Like, I think this was the best announcements I've seen out from a Game Award show in a very long time.
It was close. It was missing one thing that I was very sad that wasn't there. But
Are you allowed to say or no?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know if it like ruins different shows.
No. I really thought the part 3 remake was going to be announced there because like everything was leading up to it. So I mean, I just worked myself into a shoot. I'm like, it's going to be that's going to be there. It never was going to be there, kind of thing. So, but yes, a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's all I can say is like maybe.
Yeah,
They're probably just going to do their own thing.
likely.
Oh, since we're talking about stuff that is planning to come out, so Nightmare, that one also, or not Nightmare, Nightmare's in chat. Lowest Expectation, that one also just says 2026, doesn't have a release date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just 2026.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention for as much as we can for all these games is what they're coming out on. So King of Tokyo is I just did a quick search and I see it says consoles and PEC. Do we know what consoles it's on? Is it gonna be on everything?
I believe everything. Yeah, I know it was coming out for the Switch because I already put a pre-order in it. So
okay.
Gotcha.
And then for Stupid Never Dies, have they announced what platforms that will be on?
I think everything. I'd be
I
shocked
would
if it's not.
assume this is going to be an everything type thing. I mean, the Switch 2 might get excluded from that, but I would see it being an Xbox, PlayStation likely. But I only saw the Steam thing. So.
I did a quick Google search of it as well, and the only thing I'm seeing is Windows. So it could be PC only, at least for now.
I mean,
a lot of times they release on PC and they release on consoles later.
Yeah.
It's still early for the game too, so we'll see.
So okay. Cool. And dude says Square Enix loves shooting itself in the foot recently.
Yeah.
True.
I haven't really followed Square Enix, so I don't really know what he's referring to.
It's not your genre of games, Neo, at all.
Let's just say Square Enix might be getting bought out, or something might happen to them.
I don't know if I've played any Square Enix published or developed games, but I played Square Enix published, like published games. Just not. I don't know if I played any Square Enix developed games. So, all right. Let's go. Lowest, how about you? What is your number 5?
Well, my number 5 is Metroidvania, so I think Neo's going to like this one. I accidentally flashed it on screen, if anyone caught that earlier, but...
I did not, but I have one in mind that I will let you know as soon as you pull it up here. Oh, I've not... Oh, Mariachi Legends! I forgot this game exists, so I do remember seeing this, and I am very intrigued by it. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, this one recently got... I don't think a release date. It got a release window, which is Q2. So it should come out in the April, May, June area, somewhere around there. But yeah, this game is based off of Mexican something. And the art style is amazing. It's probably going to be the best looking Metroidvania of 2026.
Very well.
I actually have... What's that?
Could be, although I don't really... I have one other in mind that I know is coming in 2026, but I'm trying to think of what else would be coming in 2026 that's Metroidvania. I'm not...
I have 2 more Metroidvanias in my honorable mentions. I thought this one was the best out of the 3. And
I'm very intrigued by this one.
I actually think...
baby, look at her. Yeah, this can be a good game.
Right? So the other one I was debating on putting on here was Bloodstained Scarlet Engagement. But that one does not have like a solid release date or release window. So that one could get pushed back.
Okay, I have that in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of games that I was looking at that I'm like, this game's going to get pushed back, so I don't want to talk about it. Or I put it lower on the list than I would have normally.
Okay. So this it looks like a more mature, not so quite cheery, colorful version of maybe like a spiritual successor to Guacamelee.
I was gonna say, it looks like if Guacamelee kind of grew up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't about wrestling as much.
Yeah. Did you play Guacamelee?
I did, yeah.
Jason, you did. Lois, you did not. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
I think you would like it. You should try it.
I liked both
I probably would like
Guacamelees.
it.
I liked Guacamelee 1 better than 2, but I did enjoy both of them. But yeah, this looks like, Guacamelee, it's very bright and colorful. And you play as a superhero luchador. So it looks kind of in that vein of a Metroidvania, for pun intended. So
Yeah, this one looks more like if it was actually Castlevania, but set in Mexico.
Yes, exactly. So I forgot about this one, so I'm glad that you brought this up, because I am looking.
I actually forgot about it too until they announced that it was coming out soon. This game has been shown off for quite a long time, so it's good to see it.
The first time I heard about it
out.
was, I think, the Game Awards. Was this showed at the Game Awards? I
don't remember.
There was.
I don't think so.
Something I saw this just within like the last month.
Wow.
I only discovered this game for the first time like within the last month, and so that was the first I'd heard about it. I'm like, this looks pretty good. So whatever show that was the first time I had heard about it.
Yeah, I want to say this game was revealed like back in 2022 or possibly even earlier than that.
So it's okay. Yeah. I did not know that it had been made public that long ago. So cool. Well, good pick. I did a quick search here, and the only thing I'm seeing is Windows and Switch. So it doesn't look like it's, as of now, it doesn't look like it is announced for Xbox or PlayStation, which is a real bummer, because
it'll be on Xbox for sure, because it was revealed at an Xbox show.
Oh, okay. Good to know, because that's my platform. So, and I did see that I think it was October Mike. Yeah, it was October Mike said Neo didn't play Final Fantasy VII. I've never played a Final Fantasy game, so
that's me.
That's not my genre. Although I am interested in playing the Final Fantasy VII remake, since it's not turn-based. But yeah, Jason,
and you should play 16 as well. I think you would.
That's what Nightmare keeps telling me. He's like, you should play 16. He thinks I would like it. So if I ever play it, those will be the first two that I play. So since I'm not a fan of the turn-based combat, but Jason here is a huge fan. Final Fantasy VII's, meaning the original and the remakes, are some of his favorite games of all time.
Yep.
So we got Brett at 404, which I have not seen before. Welcome. Good to see you here for top 5. And Edgewood, who I've not seen in a very long time. Good to see you again, Edgewood. Hope you're doing well. I'd like to throw my hat into this and say that my unironic pick would be Unleash the Avatar. If you don't know, I implore you to look it up. All right. Well, I will write that down and take a look at it later. I've not even heard of it. So thanks for putting another game in front of me that I had not heard of. So yeah, bring back the sombrero Raiden from Revengeance. Love that game. I need to play that one again. Let's see here. Yeah, and I will now talk Spanish in chat. My Spanish is very hablo uno poquito español, very, 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 very little. So yeah, there is Nightmare saying, Neo, play Final Fantasy 16. I can guarantee you I won't be playing any Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy games this year, but in the future I might. So all right. Well, that leaves me for wrapping up our number 5. So my number 5 is a kind of like a spiritual successor, in that it's the next first-person automation game. Because I know Lowest Expectations and I are both huge fans of Satisfactory, and this is kind of like the next progression of that. And it's in early access, but it has not had its 1.0 release yet. So I was like, it hasn't had a 1.0 release yet, so it counts for this list. And it is called Star Rupture. I bet Lois has probably heard of this one, right?
It's literally popped up as soon as I clicked on the search window. So,
so you didn't have to type anything in. So.
Oh, wait a minute. This came out today.
Wait, today?
Came out of.
It's early access, I think, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It still says early access, but.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know exactly how Steam qualifies launch dates, but
So-
I knew it was in early access. So if it just released today, well, I did not realize that, and I'm sorry. And I made this list before today.
Right. So what Steam does is they'll have the launch day for the early access version, and then when they launch in 1.0, that date gets replaced with the 1.0 launch date.
Oh, so today literally could have been the 1.0 launch date.
Today looks like the early access launch because
Okay.
yeah, there would be there would be recent
Yeah.
reviews and all reviews here if it released earlier than this.
Okay. Well,
So
that
you're
makes me
fine.
feel-
Early access doesn't count. The game's
That
not out
makes me
yet.
feel a little bit better. I can tell you that with the exception. Well, no, never mind, because I was about to say that all my games I probably won't be playing on day one, but a few of these I will very likely be playing on day one, so I'm not going to say that. But anyways, Star Rupture is basically, like I said, it's very similar to Satisfactory in that it's a building and automation game, but it's more so like if you combined, you still had the first person automation aspect and kind of the setting of Satisfactory, but there's more combat and stuff in it, like Factorio, which Lois, you're a big fan of Factorio too, right?
Oh, I love Factorio.
I thought so. So I haven't actually played Factorio, but I've seen it. So I know it has more combat in it, where Satisfactory has very little combat in it. It does have combat, but it's not a focus of it at all. It's more about the exploration and the building with slight bits of combat, which is what I like about it. But
for
this
Satisfactory, you have to you go to the combat in Satisfactory. In Factorio, the combat comes to you.
Exactly. So I like that for Satisfactory because it's very like calm, chill game. You don't have to worry about your stuff getting destroyed like in Satisfactory. You're going to build turrets and stuff to fend off waves of enemies and stuff. So this is kind of like a combination of the two. So it is as far as I know, it has co-op. I believe it's up to 4-player co-op. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's up to 4-player combat. And it is a first-person shooter and building an automation game with more of a focus on combat, where you get guns and upgrades, and there's bugs and creatures on the planet that you have to fight, and waves. And there are like some of the things that you build are turrets to defend your stuff. So it's basically if you were to meld Satisfactory and Factorio together into one game. And the reason why it's called Star Rupture is I don't know how this mechanic works into the game yet, but every so often the star that the planet you're on is orbiting like goes nova, and this huge like wave of fire like wipes out like all life on the planet that isn't like shielded in bunkers or something. And I don't know like if some buildings get destroyed or you have to repair them, or the buildings are fine. I don't really, like I said, I don't really know how extensive this mechanic is, but it's a cool feature that like it changes the landscape, and every time this happens, like it will reveal other like mining resources on the planet that you couldn't get to before. So it has a really cool premise that like you're the star that you're orbiting goes nova and wipes things out on the planet, and you have to make sure that you're safe when it happens, otherwise your character dies. And that actually plays into the lore of the game, because what I do know about the story is that you and your 3 co-op partners, which I believe that you always have 4 characters in the game, but if you don't have other co-op partners, then it's just AI controlling them, I think. But I could be wrong about that. Maybe if you're only playing by yourself, only your character's there. But from the videos I watched, it implies that the other 3 characters are there on the planet with you. They're just not being controlled by other people if you're playing solo. Don't quote me on that. But the thing is, like the setting of the game is that you and your 3 other squad mates essentially are like convicts that were like on death row, but they got like a second chance at life to go and work for these huge mega corporations and mine resources on this planet and put their life on the line, because this is such a hostile environment. So that's how it kind of plays into the lore. But I'm a huge fan of Satisfactory, and I still have to go back and beat it because I've gotten to like phase 4 like twice now, and then gotten to the start of phase 4. Then phase 4 is just like so much bigger than the first 3 phases, so I haven't actually finished it yet.
Phase 4 is the filter.
Yeah,
it
like
is. It
separates
really
the
is.
men from the boys. Because I'm pretty sure
it's
you
kind of a
finished the game,
disaster,
right?
actually, if you ask me.
You finished the game, right, Lois?
Twice, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You and when you say it's a bit of a disaster, what exactly do you mean by that?
Oh, it's just because in phase 4 you have to make a ridiculous amount of items, and like you unlock so many different new things you can make, which all require going and finding really obscure materials out in the wild and then finding out a way to automate and transport them back to your base and build these new things, build nuclear stuff, which is a horrendous pain to do.
Yeah, that when I got to phase 4 and it told me what I had to do to complete phase 4, I was like, this is going to take twice as long as phases 1 through 3 combined. So I was like,
yeah,
I will get back to it eventually. But either way, I love that game a lot. On the last episode of Party Chat, we did a topic of if you had a year with no internet, what 5 games would you pick? Satisfactory was one of them. I'd finally have enough time to finally get through it. But this is like Satisfactory with more of a focus on combat, and it looks really good, and you can play it in co-op. I love these sci-fi first-person settings. And so, yeah, this game looks freaking great. And this one, I'm pretty sure I won't be playing anytime soon, but I definitely look forward to playing this at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be hard waiting for 1.0 because I have like a personal rule that I don't play early access games.
The first early access game I ever played was Satisfactory. I bought that in November of 23, and then it came out of early access in June or July of 24. So
yep, and also it's funny because I was actually looking at this game like a couple days ago, so having it brought up now is actually kind of ironic.
Yeah, so this game looks great. I will play it at some point. I doubt I'll get to it this year, but I definitely look forward to playing it at some point because it looks like a couple of great not RPG genre mechanics that I really like, meshed into one. So this looks pretty good. So, all right. Let's see here. James says play the best Final Fantasy Dirge service. That's what I said on that town hall that one time.
It's going to cause a fight. It's going to cause domestic after this.
I haven't actually played that one, but that is the one I was most interested in playing. So, all right. So this is why you need Dyson spheres. People harness that power. That's another one in that genre of Satisfactory that I was going to play, and then it left Game Pass, but I'll still probably buy it and play it at one point, is Dyson Sphere Program, which kind of takes the Satisfactory aspect. And although it's more from it's not a first-person game. It's more of like the top-down, like Factorio. But instead of just like mining on one planet, you're mining like entire like solar systems, and like as you expand, you like mine like the entire galaxy. So that one looks really interesting as well, but I have not played that one yet. So
yeah, I need to try that one so I can lose another 1,000 hours.
It definitely looks like a 1,000-hour game for sure. So, all right, let's see here. So now we'll do it for our number 5s. So, let's go with K to kick off our number 4s.
Ooh, I'm excited about this one. I mean, I'm excited about all of them, but this one, it almost went higher up on my list. And I was like, no, there's other qualities about other games that just slightly beat it. So I was a huge fan back in the day of going to the arcade and playing those arcade machines where you've got like the steering wheel and everything, and you're doing like anime racing games. I love that stuff, like Maximum Tune, Initial D, all that kind of stuff.
Hydro Thunder.
I love racing games in the arcade. That is just like something that excites me.
I mentioned Hydro Thunder because of Jason and his brother.
Yeah. Oh, is that like a thing that you
did? My brother is the best Hydro Thunder player probably in the world.
Holy
according
to
Arcade, the world record holding stuff like that, my brother's number 1 in the world.
Holy, that's awesome.
Huh. Yeah.
And he has an actual arcade cabinet, right?
I did. I had to sell it. It broke finally.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got so my monitor, usually when arcade monitors break, they go this way, right? Like your normal, tube TV.
Yeah.
And that could be fixed. Mine went this way. And that is like the worst that happened. So they told me it was going to cost me like $2,500 get a brand new monitor, and I had one of the deluxe editions, so I needed like a big one. So yeah, unfortunately, had to be put to rest.
Oh, that pains me.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, but yeah, he's still ridiculously good. Went to Galloping Ghost for the meetup for meeting Canadian, everything like that, and yeah, it was fun playing that again. But man, my brother's time is ridiculous because I play it and I'm like, how am I literally 8 seconds behind him and I'm doing everything perfect?
so
But that's just how insane he is.
Talks about the arcade cabinet. It almost is cheaper to just replace it with a different arcade cabinet than bother with.
Oh yeah. We bought the thing for $200.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
We
That's
got the thing.
Deal.
Yeah. We bought it for a stupid cheap price. We bought it for $200 and put $300 into working because we wanted a brand new motor for the wheel and we wanted the shifter, new rubber bands for the shifter and stuff like that. So we put more money into it, which really wasn't that much than we did buying it. So yeah, it was like a $500 investment, and then we ended up selling the parts for it for a crazy amount. So we made out ahead, and I had it for quite a few years. So it sucks that it's gone, but it's yeah.
And it all turned out. So
as long as you made it back, yeah, that's a big.
Oh yeah. It's yeah.
Sorry to derail you there, Kay.
No, I was very intrigued. Don't worry. Screamer is my number 4. And as far as I know, this is just a Steam release. I don't know. I haven't seen it on console yet, but I think it would fit really well in console. Essentially, as I was describing, it's one of those anime racing type games, high octane.
I like it based on that image there.
Super nitro type, like Burnout almost, but you have like combat involved in it as well. There's like different like teams that you're on, and it's an anime storyline. So you'll have like cutscenes in between that'll like kind of tell a story. I'm a sucker for these kinds of games, and the fact that there's a bit of vehicular combat to it as well, and that's kind of the quirk to it. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Look at the dog with the glass. Like, how can you not love this game?
This looks great.
Yeah. Did you play TXR this last year?
No, I haven't played TXR.
Play if you get a chance. It's $50, and I don't know if it's worth 50. I mean, it is and it isn't. But if you get a chance to play Tokyo Extreme Racer, play it. You'll get a really good fix.
I really want to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like it was my Steam Deck game for like a month, and I couldn't put it down.
Yeah, man, I love those games.
So I just did a Google search of it to find out what platforms it's on, and I found another game called Screamer, and it's a racing game from the 90s. Do you know if this is any relation?
Oh, it could be. This is the first I've heard of this game, so maybe. I saw this game specifically. I was like, this is super cool, but that would be cool if it's like a spiritual successor or something.
Yeah. It says the new reboot of the series was announced at Game Awards. So yeah, it is the same franchise. So,
when did they mention this at the Game Awards? I just saw this randomly on my own.
I think it was before everything.
It was Game Awards 2024.
Oh, okay. I was like, I do not remember this from the Game Awards this year. Okay, yeah.
It came out in 95, the original one. So
oh shoot. Okay. I gotta check out the original then. I just saw this, and like the second I saw the art style and everything, I was like, oh, this is very like arcade style racer. And then I looked more into it as like, ooh, combat and the nitro and everything is like, yeah, this is like the formula of the best racing games that exist. So like just instantly sold. And it was hard not to put this higher up on my list, but there's just so many good games coming out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm intrigued. I did not know about it till just now, but this looks great. And I refined my search to find some more information about it, and it looks like it's releasing in March.
Yes.
March 26th is what 26th. I see. And it looks like it's coming to everything. Oh,
perfect.
I don't see Switch listed, but it looks like everything else.
Yeah, I assume with most of these, they're going to come out on pretty much everything. Nowadays, that's the trend.
It's mentioning a twin stick control scheme. There was a game that a racing game that came out a couple years ago that had a twin stick control scheme.
Inertial drift, it might be what you're thinking of.
Yes, I was gonna say I think it was inertial something drift. Did you play that? I never played it, but it looked interesting.
I really want to play it. I've been talking James's ear off, like offline, for like 3 months about it. I'm like, I need to play this game. I need to find time to play this game. It's so cool. I love the idea of a twin stick driver like that. That's such an awesome concept. So yeah, that's like really high on my like playlist, but it's already out, so it can't be on this list today. But
Yeah.
that's in like my top 10 games that I want to like play in the next few months. So yeah, it looks super cool. Love me racing games. Anyone out there that knows good racing games, send them to me. It's like crack for me.
There it is. Inertial Drift. At least on Xbox, it came out in September 2020. So, it's been out longer than I thought.
It's been out for a while. I love the box art for it. It's gorgeous, very neon looking. Like, yeah, it's super cool.
So, maybe it sounds like they might be in a very similar vein of racing games.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. Another one I'm glad that it is now put on my radar. And then Rigor Morpheus says, to be fair, Kay, you missed a lot of the Game Awards when you're raging about Felicia Day.
The worst part of all of that is I didn't realize that Nagoshi was involved in Gang of Dragons, which I was super hyped for. And because I was yelling about Felicia Day. And then the next day I was sitting there like in my room and I was like, that Gang of Dragons game looks really Yakuza-like. And I was like, why does it look so much like Yakuza? And James asked me on the stream, because we streamed the Game Awards live, and he's like, do you know that name? And I was like, I don't know. And I just like was yelling about Felicia Day. And then after I was like, oh my God, it's like the guy. That's like one of the best guys in the industry.
Yep. It is the guy. It is literally the guy.
Yep. He's the guy.
The Felicia Day rants were better than the Game Awards anyway.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'll scream better any day, anytime.
And I was a big fan of the meme that I made yesterday or the day before. That was great. And it was all Nightmare's fault because he called you Felicia K. And I was like, oh, that gives me an idea for a meme.
Oh, no.
So I put Kay's face on Felicia Day from the Do You Want to Date My Avatar music video. It was great.
Yeah, I yelled at my screen. Thanks.
All right. On to greener pastures then.
Thank you. Yes.
Lowest, what is your number 4?
Sorry, I had my mouth full. My number 4 is going to be entirely predictable and unsurprising to anybody. And that is Legend of Heroes.
Okay.
Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky second chapter.
Oh, it is a Trails game. I said that ironically. I was right.
I just thought this was going to be higher on the list because I knew getting ready for the Fantasy Critic. I'm like, oh, that's right, this comes out. And then I knew you were on here. I'm like, how high is this going to be on his list?
So I do have a few reasons for it not being higher, actually. One, this is a remake of the second game.
Mm-hmm.
The second Trails game is like one of the best in the entire series. So we already know what happens. At least I do.
Makes sense.
So
the only thing I know about this franchise is what I've learned from you.
Yeah. So going into this, nothing's going to be surprising because the way they did the first chapter remake, it's by the book, like exactly what happens in the first game. So there's really not too much to look forward to other than like, they have the updated combat and which is all right in my opinion. But the thing that's going to be really exciting is seeing like the whole last 2 or 3 chapters in like actual HD. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. And I won't elaborate further on that because they're the last few chapters.
Okay, so yeah, I just Googled this one and it looks like the original one of this came out in 2006. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is set for fall 2026, and it looks like it's releasing on everything except Xbox. So we got Steam, PS5, and Switch. Because who wants to play a JRPG on an Xbox?
I know, right?
I know.
I have a better one. Who wants to even play on an Xbox these days?
I do.
Me.
Great question.
Begrudgingly, I do it.
Carl, for our challenge, which is ending here next week, we challenged each other to a game, and he challenged me to Blue Dragon. He's like, you got to give it a shot. So I've not played it yet. I'm definitely not going to be playing it in the time frame, but I do own it now. So that's a JRPG that was on 360 that I will play at some point.
That game is thrown around a lot. Dude recommended it to me as well. Like people really love Blue Dragon.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. But
the DBZ creator, right? Like
yeah,
yeah. Toriyama.
Toriyama, thank you. I was like, I know his name, just blanked on it. And then the other one that I hear from that era that was also really good and was like underrated was Lost Odyssey, but I know nothing about that one either.
Yes. Oh God, you got to play that. Well, you don't like these kinds of games. The problem. So
That's the
I
one
don't
I
know.
always wanted to play.
He'll get bored. I have a feeling.
I think you're not gonna like it, but it's so good.
I don't own it, so it's unlikely that I'll play Lost Odyssey, but I will play Blue Dragon. I own it now, so I will play it at some point. So, but okay, back to Trails in the Sky. Yeah, it looks like it's coming to everything except for Xbox in the fall. And you don't really want to spoil anything, since it's it's would you call it a remake or a remaster?
Oh, it's a full remake.
It is a remake. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's hard to talk about without context from the first one, and if you do talk about it, you spoil the first one. So go play the first one.
So okay, yeah, it was funny because I was like, Trails in the Sky game, and I was just saying that jokingly, and then it was what you were pulling up. That was funny. I just know how much you love that franchise. Even though I don't follow this franchise, so I had no idea if there was a game coming. So apparently there is, and yeah.
There are 2 Trails games coming out in 2026.
Oh, there's another one.
But we'll get to that later.
Good for them, though.
Okay.
Like, this title seems like it's really starting to get its own... Like, it's always had its niche audience, but, like, it's really starting to get more popular. I love to see it. I don't know much about it, but it's just nice to see a more niche JRPG come up.
Yeah, the weird thing about this series is that it's ever since Trails of Cold Steel 3 back in... was it 2017-ish in Japan? The series actually started falling off in Japan, but growing in the West. So this is kind of like one of those weird opposite cases where this series is probably way more popular in the West than it is in Japan now.
Well, in Japan, it's kind of a dime a dozen to them, right? Kind of becomes a cult classic here.
It is, and the later games in the series also feature so when in Japan, the way they market these games is towards teenagers usually. But the later games in the series are all very adult. All the characters are adults. So it became less popular because of that. Also because they abandoned the Vita.
Oh, okay.
Trails of Cold Steel 3, they released on PS4 only, which was a huge mistake. And they tanked their sales by half over there.
They should have kept it on mobile, or not mobile, but handheld.
Yeah, and then they didn't support the Switch. They didn't support the Switch when it came out.
Ooh,
it wasn't a golden opportunity for a game like this.
Yeah, it wasn't until the game started getting localized in 2019 when they started porting them to Switch.
Wow.
So that 2-year gap just made the series really tank, and then it never really recovered in Japan since then.
Okay.
Damn.
But over in the West, the series is getting more and more popular every single time they release a new one.
Gaining some traction.
Oh, cool. And apparently these remakes are doing better than the current up-to-date iterations as well.
I was just about to ask, these are remakes of older ones. Are there also releasing new ones? So they are, but these remakes are doing better than the new ones.
Yeah, the remakes are doing better. It's also because when you ask someone about the Trails series, they always tell you, as they should, start with Trails in the Sky. And now people can actually do that without having to go and play the old ones on PC. Because there's still
so many times people are like, yeah, you should play the series. You like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where do I start? Oh, you start here. So the fact that they're doing this, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll actually give it a chance now.
Oh, I had a friend give me a flash drive with all just folders and folders. I'm like, what do I play? He's like, just start them all. I'm like, I just put that. I handed it back to flash drive. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to play all of those games. Thank you, though. Yeah.
That's the wrong way to do it.
It's the complete wrong way to do it.
You tell someone, hey, go play Trails in the Sky. If you like it, keep playing them. If not, don't. Simple.
And I probably asked you this on previous ones, but each of these Trails in the Sky games, are these 100+ hour JRPGs?
The older ones, no, but the newer ones get up there.
Okay, so these ones are a little bit on the shorter end for the JRPGs, and
Yeah, but these remakes are definitely more closer to the longer end. I would still say they're shorter than the modern ones.
Okay.
But like the first Trails in the Sky game is like less than 40 hours for me on the first playthrough, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So that's the shortest one in the series. And then they started getting really long by the 2011 one, Trails to Azure. That's when they started pushing like 100 hours.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. Any last thoughts on Trails? All right. And we got Eden Prime or Spartan Eden in chat. What's up, Eden? Good to see you again.
Yo.
Welcome to top 5 most anticipated 2026 games. So, all right.
Can I say one more thing, actually? I just
absolutely.
remembered. If you do want to play this series, the best time to play it, in my opinion, is to play the remake of the first Trails in the Sky once this one comes out. Because if you do that, then you'll have way less chance of being spoiled, because there's spoilers abound in this one that you won't understand unless you play the first one.
So, okay. So yeah, you're just recommending play the first one before you play this one.
Yeah, and also the first one, the way the first one ends, you don't want to have a big gap between the two.
Gotcha. So
I'm trying to keep it vague, but
So try to like line it up so you beat the first one right as the second one comes out.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. All right.
Also, don't watch any of the trailers because they spoil their own games in them. Idiots.
A lot of games do that now. Or a lot of just media in general do it now, especially if you know like a lot about it. You're like, wait a second. Like, did I just see what I think I just saw?
Yeah, it's like movie-wise, like Terminator is one of the worst. Like they spoil all the big plots, twists in all the trailers. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Yep. So whenever a new Trails game is announced, I actually don't watch the trailer or any of the promo material at all.
That's a good idea. So
I shouldn't have to do that, but
yeah, depending on the game, I do that too. I kind of did that with Prime 4. I kind of wanted to avoid as much as possible. So I'd saved a bunch of Prime 4 videos to my playlist to watch after I beat it. So
nice.
All right. I think I'll go ahead and go next. So my number 4 is the next. Well, I don't know if it's the next one, but it's another big one. And it's a new IP from Capcom. When was the last time they released a new IP? I didn't think about that till just now. I
know what it is.
What their last new IP is. So the funny thing about this one is I saw a video a couple months ago. I actually linked it one of my streams, and it was Pragmata is a secret sequel to the Mega Man games, and I think that's been debunked now.
Oh yeah,
but the video itself was pretty interesting. So this was first announced, I want to say in like 2023, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is, but this looks intriguing. And
it might have been earlier than that, actually.
It was earlier than that because we always joked around this is a Capcom game that they just threw everything at it and it will never ever come out because they don't even know what it is. And that's why we always call it like we never call it by Pragmata. We always call it like Pregunta. Because that's why it's just a little thing because we don't know what it is, and like we've played it. It's coming.
Well, speaking of talking in Spanish earlier, I remember that as a word, pregunta. I forget what that is. That question?
Yeah.
In Spanish? Okay. Because I was like, I remember hearing that a lot from my Spanish teacher in high school, and I was trying to remember what that meant. So that makes a lot of sense. Instead of calling it pragmata, call it pregunta. So yeah, I knew that I was very interested in this, although I knew next to nothing about it. So I did have it on my list when I made this list a couple days ago, and I was like, you know what? I still know almost nothing about this game. Let me go watch some videos on it. So I watched like a playthrough of like, I don't know if it was the first level, but a level of the game. I was like, this looks really freaking great. So it definitely wasn't one of those ones where like, ooh, the trailer looks great, and then I actually see some gameplay and I'm like no longer interested. The gameplay video I actually watched made me more interested in the game. So essentially what it is, from what I've gleaned from what little information they've released about it so far, is it takes place on a moon base. I don't know what year it takes place, but you play as this, Isaac Clarke looking dude. I don't even know if you ever see his face since he's in this full suit of armor. Although I do know that you see Isaac Clarke's face in Dead Space, but I haven't played them yet. So I have no idea what he looks like. Heck, he could be a robot for all we know. But they imply at least that he's a human, and his name is Hugh, which I was like, that's a really kind of a lame name for a main protagonist, Hugh. But anyways, his name is Hugh, and you have this little girl. I think her name is Diane or Diana.
Diana.
And she's Diana. Thank you. She's like an android robot of some kind, and it looks. When I watched the video today, it gave me kind of a lot of Mass Effect vibes in the gameplay department. So, it's third-person shooter, and she kind of hangs out on your back. And because she's a robot, she has like these different like abilities. So it's almost kind of like the biotics in Mass Effect, where that there's she does these things that, that's the other thing, is that from what I can tell, all the enemies you fight in the game are also robots. I don't know if there are any other humans in the game. I could be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, all the enemies that they fought were robots. And so she is able to like hack robots and do these things that affect, like maybe slow them down or may like link them together. So if you do damage to one robot, it damages the other. So it's kind of like a technological based biotic system from Mass Effect. So it kind of gave me Mass Effect combat vibes. So I'm really interested in this, and anything that takes place like on a cool like space station, or in this case a moon base, definitely it has me intrigued in the setting. The end of the demo I watched, they fight this big robot that's guarding this room. And the boss fights looks pretty cool. The thing that I'm really interested to learn more about is while you're in the middle of combat, it seems like two things are going on at the same time. You're actually you have a gun where you're shooting at the robots, and obviously, hitting him in the head does more damage than hitting him in the arms or whatever. But there's also like this little grid on screen. I have no idea what's going on there, but it's almost like you're playing a hacking, not even like a mini game, more like a micro game, because it's like you have like 1 or 2 seconds to do it. Like I said, I don't know how it works, but you're like doing this whole separate micro hacking game while you're doing combat. And if you pull it off, it affects like how much damage you do to the robots, or it might affect like when Diana's doing things to slow robots down. If you pull off this mini game, you might slow them down even more than you would have if you failed it, or
So yeah, so as that's
going more, go ahead and tell us more.
Well, Neo, you should play the demo. That's what I'm going to say right away. There's a demo.
There's a demo. Okay.
Yeah, there's a demo.
That. I will absolutely play the demo then.
Yeah, there's a demo. So what's interesting about that, and this is where like I have no idea how else it's going to do, is because there is a lot going on at once. Granted, you could do certain things and all that stuff, but on your if you're playing on a controller, you use your D-pad to do the hacking mechanics. So you're doing the maze with your D-pad, and you're aiming and moving with the analog sticks. So if there's going to be like multiple enemies on screen, like say 8 or something like that, that's where I'm going to be very interested to see how hard it is to do all of this all at once. But again, you can kind of slow yourself down. But yeah, like there's a lot going on to do more damage, to hack into everything like that, to play both characters. But yes, it does. It's cool.
So I did not know there was a demo, so I will absolutely play the demo. So, but yeah, it looks really cool, interesting combat. Like I said, I love the setting. I know I literally know nothing about the plot. But the fact that you're basically like almost like playing 2 separate games at the same time is really interesting. And then what was the other thing I was going to mention about it? And I just thought about it a second ago. Oh, the other thing that I doubt it, but given the setting, you're in this moon base, it would be really cool if it had some Metroidvania elements and you get new abilities that allow you to reach new areas of the base. That would be a cherry on top. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a pretty linear level-based game. But if it is like this interconnected world, that would just make it even better, in my opinion.
There will be updated. There'll be like, I don't know what they'll use, but I'm sure there'll be some type of updating, because both characters, especially Diana's going to be like your robot companion kind of thing, or android companion, or whatever. I forgot the name they name it.
So, but yeah, we're finally getting to see a little bit more about it, and everything I'm seeing about it is making me more interested in playing it. So I am very intrigued by Pragmata. So,
I haven't played the
and
demo either, but this game looks like it has huge potential.
yeah. And I just did a
It's
quick
gonna be
Google
something.
search. It says releases in April 24. So that's awesome.
Yep.
And
Or April
platforms say it's
23rd here.
coming. Okay. Yeah. So late April, and it looks like it's coming to everything except for Switch. So
No,
sweet.
it's coming to Switch too.
Oh, okay. Then the little Google
That makes me nervous
thing is
that it's going to be on the Switch.
is incomplete. Then
Well, see, you shouldn't be nervous because it's using the RE engine, and RE engine is optimized on everything.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
assuming
why
Switch 2 only.
Switch
right?
2 only.
Yeah,
Switch 2
yeah.
only.
Yeah.
Too specific, but still.
heck, I
performance is
was
not great on it.
I was very impressed by how good looking and how smoothly Prime 4 ran on Switch 1. I was very impressed by that. So, not that
Yep.
has anything to do with this. I was just, for
No.
a nearly 10-year-old piece of hardware running a brand new game,
Yeah.
I was impressed. But that would make sense if it's only on Switch 2. So, well, cool. But
Those
yeah,
loading times though.
when you're transitioning between areas, that really did not help. But yeah, when I eventually get to playing Pragmata, I can pretty much guarantee I probably won't be playing it at release, but I hope to play it this year. But I will absolutely be playing it on Xbox at some point. So that is my number 4.
I have this game in my honorable mentions as well.
Cool. So, and if there is maybe, like I said, there was the theory video that this is a secret, sequel to the Mega Man games, which I'm a huge fan of the Mega Man franchise. Like I said, I think that's been debunked now. I can't say for certain, but given that it's also Capcom, maybe they'll throw in some little Easter eggs here and there. Maybe you'll get like a blue suit instead of a white one. You'll maybe look like Mega Man.
If it sells well, they'll put tons of costumes in the game. Like that's just what Capcom does.
Because I know you can get a full Mega Man costume in Dead Rising. That's also Capcom.
Devil May Cry, you get the Buster as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and October Mike says he played the demo. It's kind of interesting how it's a third-person shooter with hacking mechanics during combat. Yeah, exactly. So like I said, I don't really understand how that works yet. But now that I know that there is a playable demo, I'm gonna go play that and I'll figure it out for myself. But yeah, this game looks really good. So I'm very intrigued by this one. So. All right. That leaves us with Jason to finish off our number 4s.
Yeah. So this is the first time really in top 5 where I've had a 3A and a 3B. So I'm just trying to figure out which one I'm going to talk about first. Because you'll, as I talk about them, you'll kind of figure out why I have missed 3A, 3Bs because they're almost identical, but different in game.
To be fair, my number 2 and my number 3, I flipped them about an hour before we started the stream because they were in a different order than they were when I wrote this list yet.
I've almost flipped mine like 3 times as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them the way it is because literally I have 3A, 3B, and I'll just talk about this one next. One that I'm looking forward to is Phantom Blade Zero.
Okay, I've been hearing about this game a bunch. I don't know that I've seen that much about it. It's
a game, you'll absolutely love it. For everything that is, it's a Souls-like game if it wasn't a Souls-like.
Okay, you have my interest. I was going to say, from what little I've seen,
so
I think it's a Souls game, which is
it's not though
a turnoff for me.
It's not. They're saying it's got like the idea of a Souls-like, but the combat is literally like a Ninja Gaiden and Metal Gear Revengeance. Like it's not a rigid like.
That's all you had to say. I'm sold.
Dude,
it's pretty much a Ninja Gaiden game.
It's
with like
it's insane, and it's got the boss fights like a Souls game, like the visual aspects of like a boss can have like 4 different forms, and it is absolutely insane. It is and the way the game even looks, I don't even know how that's possible. The only thing that it's got against it is like there's been a lot of like that kind of setting out in a while from like the ghosts and like the all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing it's got against it, but I don't care. Like it looks great, and I don't care what setting as long as the story is fun and the combat, which the gameplay and the combat look amazing. I'm sold on it.
All right, well, it's now in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, no, I mean some of the like the parrying mechanics that is on there, like that not even doing much is like you can literally parry every attack, and the way he does motions for each individual weapon, and like you can switch stuff like that and do other things. I mean, it is just a visual spectacle. And it's crazy. And then the one boss fight that we got to see is like, I mean, it literally had 3 forms, and you're just like, holy cow! And it wasn't even part of the main stories. They're like, oh yeah, this was just a side quest that you could have done, but this is what you have to look forward to, like this gigantic story mode here. That if you would have done something else, this fight might have not have shown up. And it's like, okay, there's your Souls like stuff right there, but it's just have fun with this combat.
Yeah, when I first saw this, it reminded me of Sekiro a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it makes me think of, seeing what I'm seeing on the screen here.
Yeah, it was like Ninja Gaiden Sekiro. It's like what like challenging hack and slashes used to be. And Sekiro is more of a Souls game, but it kind of fits within that window to me. It's not quite at like a an Elden Ring, Dark Souls.
No, especially with the way the character moves, like you can tell when something like is a Souls, like how the combat is. You have to. That's your restriction. Is like, oh, that's why it's hard to. You have to counter this. This is like, oh no, have fun. Just do your thing.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great.
Okay. So yeah, I looked it up. It looks like it's launching in September, and it's coming to PC and PlayStation. So since it's not coming to Xbox, I just added it to my Steam wish list.
Yep.
S Game Studio.
They're new.
Their first game. I was like,
they're new.
And I don't see any other games.
Yep, they're new.
Honestly, really ambitious for a new game, like a new studio.
That's why no one ever thought this thing was a real. Like it goes back to the Pragmata thing. Like no one, like they saw because this has been shown off now for 2 years, I think, maybe more, and everybody's like, okay, that's just a game that's just never going to come out because of everything and the way it looked. And you're like, you're a new studio that's doing all this. Is like, okay, good luck. And yeah, it's coming out this year.
I think it's because UE5 is so standardized now. It's probably way easier for people to get up to par with like AAA.
Yeah, it's crazy what UE5 can do and how good it looks. And yeah, it's like the barrier, it's still quite difficult to, develop a game, but the barrier to entry is just getting lower and lower for video games every year. And Unreal Engine 5 is doing a lot to lower that threshold.
That's why I always tell people, if you're interested in making a game, go and do it. It's never been easier. Like, just go and pursue it.
So, cool. Phantom Blade Zero. All right. Yeah, I'd heard of it. I knew next to nothing about it. I was like, oh, it's a Souls game. We'll see. And since it sounds like it's not actually a Souls game.
No, the director says, like, I hate that they're comparing us to a Souls game. We're not one. He keeps saying that. It's like, we might have some elements, but we're not one.
That is definitely a positive in my book. So, all right. I'm sold.
Sounds better than Stellar Blade to me. That's what I get heat for on the internet, because Stellar Blade was sold to me as a hack and slash, and that is a Souls game. Like,
I have it, but I haven't played it yet. Is it more of a Souls game than a hack and slash?
I have attempted to play this game 3 times, Neo. I really want to like Stellar Blade. It's got everything in it that I should love, and then I start playing it. I'm like, this is just a Souls game. It's the campfires and everything. It's a Souls game.
I just started it, actually.
Without the Souls part, what you're saying is exactly how I was with Hollow Knight. It's like everything that I should like, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
Hollow Knight's all right.
What was that, Lewis?
From what I've played so far of Stellar Blade, I would say it's like an in-between of a Souls-like and Nier. It's like kind of right in between the two.
But see, I'd rather play Nier is the problem. Is like Nier is like inched in the direction that I prefer. And then Stellar Blade is trying to parade around like a Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Nier, but it's not. And it's not a Ninja Gaiden either. Yeah. It's not just like difficult, and that's what it is. It feels like a Souls game when you play it. That's my problem with it.
That's why I died like 15 times to the first boss. Just saying. Because I've tried to play it, and I would go in with like the mindset of playing Nier or Bayonetta or something, and I just get destroyed.
Yeah, same here.
I'm getting the hang of it
eventually.
Yeah,
I will be playing it at some point.
Don't take my review to heart. Like there's a lot that's attractive about it. It's just every time I start playing the game, like I'm not enjoying
about it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not enjoying the mechanics. I like the music. I like it visually, everything. And I just don't like the mechanics. I'd much rather play their mobile game. I think Goddess of Victory is way better.
Oh, is it from the same developers as?
Nikkei Goddess of Victory is them as well. Yeah, and it's pretty much like a cover
Oh.
shooter, but on mobile. It's really good,
I
actually.
did not know that.
A lot of gotcha type stuff in it, though. So it's not for everyone, but I like it.
Like a year ago, someone mentioned that Nikkei did like this, like I don't know, like a special season or like a short-term event, and it was like a Metroidvania game, and someone suggested it to me. I downloaded the game, but never actually like played it, so I don't know what they were talking about. But so
You don't know what I hate the most about Stellar Blade so far?
Yeah, I do want to know.
Sure.
The yellow paint.
Oh, it's got the yellow paint.
Does it?
It has a lot of yellow paint.
Oh, god damn it.
It's so bad.
Oh, I played.
It just takes you out of it.
I played something recently that also had the yellow paint. I'm like, freaking really? I don't remember what it was though. I'll have to go back and look. I totally get it though. So, all right. So anyways, yeah, you know, like I said, I'll play it at some point, and I will decide for myself how I feel about it. But yeah, I know a lot of people were swooning over the game, but I know there's a lot of people that were not huge fans of it either.
I mean, Phantom Blade Zero looks better to me already from the little I've seen.
Gameplay wise, I would agree.
Yeah, like I said, Nate, when you get a chance, just watch like some of the videos for like some of the combat stuff, and you're going to be even sold more.
So October Mike says Nikkei Metroidvania. Neo, it was the one of my faves of that game. It might have been. It might have been October Mike that suggested it to me. But yeah. So it is the event of Cinderella's story, Old Tales, which was a Metroidvania minigame. It was probably October Mike that told me about it then. So yeah, I did download it, but then I never ended up actually playing it. So all right. Yeah, that wraps up our number 4s. So now we'll move into our number 3s.
So to piggyback off, so I'm gonna go first on number 3, just to piggyback off of number 4. If that's okay, and then I'll go last on everyone. I don't mean to like just because again, my number 4 or my 3 and 3B kind of piggyback off, and you'll see why as soon as I name the next game.
Okay, I was starting something subtly. I was doing something new where you started the first one, then Kay was going to start the next one, then Lois, I was going to start the next one.
Right.
No,
I'll go last on the last ones. I just want to piggyback this one because again, I know the crowd that I'm in, and I know as soon as I say the next game, which you guys, if you already know that I chose guys Soul Style game for number 3A or 3B, there's another one that's sort of coming out this year for the Switch 2.
Oh, I was going to say, let me guess. But you said Switch 2, so I know it's not what I was going to guess. I was going to say different one, but you said Switch 2, and you're going to say Dust Bloods.
That's what I'm saying next. That game, because I like Night Rain, this one has me intrigued. The only thing that I'm really worried about, it's on the Switch. It's an online game, so we'll see how that works. But I could never get into Bloodborne because of the loading times and because of running into into a brick wall. I was never a fan. That's why I fell in love with Elden Ring. But now we're getting something like this. It's multiplayer, and it's got this extraction thing where we need to get materials. I love collecting things. I don't know what this game is, but I'm very, very intrigued, and I really want to play it to see what it's like. So that's why like these two are like my 3A, 3B, because if I don't like Dust Bloods because of the multiplayer part of it, or I do like it because of the multiplayer part, I have Phantom Blade Zero because of the combat and the single player part. So like these two games are definitely going to be the ones that I'm very interested to see which one I liked more, or what at the end of this year.
And it might finally be a reason to get a Switch too, since that's the only thing it's on.
Yes. And the other funny thing too is like it's almost the opposite of what happened with the Final Fantasy franchises, where Nintendo had them all, and then Sony's like, okay, they don't want you anymore, come to us. Well, now it's like Sony had Bloodborne, and it's like, hey, they don't want you anymore, come to Nintendo, we'll take you. And then we'll see, so it's very how the tides have turned kind of thing for like a franchise that people love and want to see more of. And this is going to be like what I've seen so far. I mean, I like the monsters, I like the setting. We'll just see what happens. So that's why this kind of feeds off of what my Phantom Blade Zero is, and that's why again I say it's like my 3A, 3B for 2026.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't have a release date yet, other than this year. It is actually developed by From Software.
Yep.
Does it have any like actual connection to any of their other games, or is it like a new IP from them?
So they're saying it's a new IP, but if you watch it, it's everybody's like, this is just, they can't call it Bloodborne because Sony owns it.
Okay.
Like literally, that's what they're saying. It's like, I'm sure there's going to be some wordings and all that stuff, but like, it's a new IP, but we'll see.
It's a new IP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a Switch too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love my Switch too. So
yeah, I know James and Kay have one. Lois, do you have one?
Nope.
I didn't think so. I was like, I'm pretty sure Lois and I don't, and you two do.
yeah, the only thing I miss about my Switch 2 is I miss my my OLED screen.
Oh yeah. Do you think that they'll release an OLED Switch too?
I don't know. I hope so, but I hope they don't because I hope they don't because of the reasons why they said they didn't do it first. But I hope they do because that screen was super nice, and I don't know how much it will cost more to put that extra in and all that stuff. So who knows? But if they do, I'm all for it.
So all right. Yeah, this is yeah. I don't have a Switch 2, so I couldn't play this if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. So
no, this would definitely not be a game. I don't think you'd like if you got a group that you played with and watched your back and stuff like that, maybe because then you can get into that and have friends to help you out. But like, yeah.
So since you said it's multiplayer, like Night Rain, is it also a 3-player, or do you know how many players it is?
So it's an extraction shooter game. But it's not an extraction shooter. It's extraction Souls-like.
So okay, I was thinking this is basically like like Dark Souls, but with multiple players.
No. This is like you go into the world, you get materials, and you have all these boss fights and do all that stuff, and you bring it back to a hub. Then you could go out there and be like, "Hey, there's a random person over there. Do you want to be friends? We can go do this." It's that's to say that the what they're telling you that what this is. I don't know how that would work with this kind of game, so that's got me the most intrigued. And to be on the Switch as an online multiplayer game, that's the other thing too. I'm like, this is gonna be weird. So like the best way I can say now is like think Arc Raiders, but you're in Bloodborne and you're playing that style of game.
Okay, so it sounds like kind of a mashup of like Arc Raiders and Night Rain would probably be the closest comparisons.
Yeah.
Okay. So have they said like how many players are in a match?
No,
it's like an online only type game, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet as of late. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet as of late.
Okay, but you cannot play it offline. Is that right?
That's what I'm hearing, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, I'd be shocked if you can't because all Souls games all From games have an online component, but you can still play it offline. But like, they really want you to play this online.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So it's a completely different type of game than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just Dark Souls with multiple people on your team, but it sounds like it's more you can team up with people, but you can also go and fight people.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So being a Souls-like is already a negative in my book, and then it's basically online versus only. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be playing this even if I did have a Switch 2. That's definitely not in my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, let's see here. We got Shining Diamond in chat. He's only saying hello to Lois. Hello, Shining Diamond. Good to see you too. I'm just giving you crap. So, but glad you're here.
He's making up stories about me again, saying that I have a Switch 2 when I don't.
Right, says cost and battery life would be impacted by an OLED screen. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So, and Rigor Morpheus says he wants this game so bad, but doesn't want to buy a Switch 2. Totally understandable.
Yep.
So, all right. Then that was you started off for number 3. So we'll go in reverse order then. So I'll go ahead and go next. And then we'll end with K. So, so this is the one where I switched with my number 2 at last minute. But the one that I went with is, and the reason why I did that is because this is the 3rd game in the franchise, although it's not exactly a direct sequel to the previous game, but I haven't played that one yet. I have played the first game, and I'll be playing the second one probably this month, and that is Plague Tale Legacy Resonance. So I am a big fan of Plague Tale Innocence, which is the first one. I played that a number of years ago and really enjoyed it. I actually gifted it to James, and he played it on. I don't remember. I think it was on one of the Gifted Games gallery because I think he played it for like an hour or so. And I really enjoyed that one. I have not played Plague Tale Requiem yet, which is the second one, but I'm going to be replaying the first one again this month, and then I'm going to immediately go into Requiem. And Carl says it's fantastic, like one of his top games ever. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And I know it's going to be more of what I liked about the first one. So I know I'm really going to enjoy the second one. So this one though is, like I said, it's in the same franchise, but I don't really know exactly how tied it is because you're also playing, I think, in a completely different time frame from the first two. Because the first two you're playing as the same character. This one you're playing as a new character, so I don't even know where it takes place in the timeline. But I'm just very excited to learn more about this franchise and where it's going. I haven't really looked a whole lot into it, so there may be more information about this franchise or about this game that's been released, and I just don't know about it yet. But I am. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm very much looking forward to playing the second one very, very soon here. And I'm excited for whatever this new one is. It looks like, because the first two are more of like stealth games, a lot of sneaking around, because you're basically playing as a kid, and so you can't take on these hulking brutes of guys in armor head on. But this one though looks like it also looks like you're playing as a kid, but maybe slightly older kid, but it looks like it's a little bit more combat focused rather than a stealth game, which that's not a bad thing because I like stealth games. I actually just started another stealth game last night or the night before. So a lot of people I know James isn't a big fan of stealth games, so that's usually a mark off in his book. For me, I like stealth games, so but it looks like it is a little bit more action oriented. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do with this game. And let's see here. What does it say? Does it have a release other than 2026?
So.
Plague Tale Legacy. I'm looking it up here. It does
just
not
says 2026.
Yeah, it just says 2026, and it doesn't actually even say anything about what platforms it's going to be on. I'm assuming it's going to be on at least Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. I would assume it's probably going to be on everything, though.
This is definitely a console style game. I can see it definitely going on everywhere as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a bit of an Indiana Jones, Lara Croft look to it as well. It almost looks like it might be more puzzle based. I don't know, just going off these screenshots.
Yeah, that could be. It could kind of go in the the Tomb Raider type of gameplay.
Yeah, it looks exploratory. It looks, it has action to it still, but it looks a lot more puzzle based to me compared to the other one.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Which I like that type of stuff too. I love puzzle games, so it looks like a lot of stuff that I really like. So it definitely stands out to me. So I'm very, very interested in playing this, and I will absolutely be, like I said, I'm going to be playing the second one probably before the end of January. So I'll be all ready for this one whenever it does come out. It'll be pretty fresh in my mind, even if it comes out at the end of the year. It'll still be not like I played it years ago, because I think this game, the previous one, I think Requiem came out in 2023, so it's been a few years.
Do the other ones remain stealth from start to finish? Are they very much you're underpowered sneaking around?
The first one, absolutely, the entire time. You play as Amicia, and I want to say she's 14 or something. She's the whole game is actually, at least the first one, is also an escort mission, because you're escorting your little brother Hugo, and he's I don't know, 7 or 8 or something, and he's he has weird things going on with him, so you're actually kind of estranged from him at the beginning of the first game, but then you become really close over the course of the game. And he has he basically has abilities that kind of manifest throughout the game. But you're just a kid with a sling, not a slingshot, but a sling where you have to wind up and so part of the one of the there's a boss fight at the end of the first level essentially, and you have to like kind of knock off the pieces of the dude's armor before you can get to his head and hit him in the head and beat him. But yeah, so most of the time it's kind of like almost like the Arkham games where you have your predator sections where you're stealth, and then there's the combat sections. They're like two separate types of encounters. It's kind of like that where you have stealthing sections and combat. If you get caught in a stealth section, I can't say for certain if it's an immediate game over, but you might as well either just restart from your last checkpoint, because you're probably not going to be able to fight your way out unless it's a combat dedicated section, because there's things that happen in the game that make sense on why you're able to get into like head-on-head combat with some of the enemies. But most of the time you're sneaking around and lighting, because it's also during the plague, and there's rats, and so they don't like the light, so you have to light torches so you can make it through the rats. And then sometimes you might want to like signal like a bad guy, be like, hey, I'm over here, and then as they're coming to you, put the torch out so then the rats eat them, because you probably wouldn't be able to take them head to head. So there's a lot of puzzle elements in it as well. So I'm assuming that carries through to the second one, because you're still playing as Amicia and Hugo, and I don't think it takes place that much longer, because I did play the opening of the game to get the first achievement, and I think the second one takes place maybe like 6 months, maybe a year after the first one, so it's not that far removed from the first one. So I'm assuming that the second one, the gameplay style is very much similar to the first one. This one, it looks like they're changing it up a bit.
It does look like it's different. Like, I mean, I've only seen the first game, but this already screams very different.
It does look like they're changing it up, but I don't think that's necessarily, not that the first two are bad, just I don't think it's a bad thing, because whatever we've seen from this one also looks very interesting.
Yeah.
This one actually looks like it would appeal to me more than the previous two, because of the puzzle aspects and stuff like that. Because from what
the Uncharted-tism too, right? Like a little.
I never played those.
Oh.
I did play the modern Tomb Raiders though. So it does give off that kind of vibe, actually, now that you say that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It looks kind of like the modern Tomb Raiders ish.
The first two games are mostly like stealth games, aren't they?
Yes. So, and I pulled it up here. Plague Tale Requiem came out in October 2022, so I was off by a year. So it's been out a little bit longer than I thought it had.
I wonder if this is inspired by the success of Indiana Jones, because I think that game did better than people expected.
Yeah, that game did really well, and I'm pulling up on True Achievements right now. But just like the first one, Plague Tale Requiem does have the stealth genre tag on it, so I'm assuming it's very stealth based, just like the first one. But yeah, this one doesn't look like it's as much stealth based. So, but yeah, Plague Tale Legacy Resonance, which is interesting that word is in the title, because I'll talk more.
It says it's a prequel too.
Oh, it's a prequel. Okay. Because I was like, I don't know where it takes place in time. So it takes place before the first two games. So
yeah. So right. if you're like, for whatever reason, not into the first two, you could jump in here, it looks like.
Probably. So, and I was looking for it. I'm not finding exactly what I'm looking for. So let's see here. I think I did find it. The page isn't loading there. According to the Plague Tale wiki, it looks like it is coming to Steam, or just Windows, Xbox, and PlayStation. So it looks like my guess was right. I was like, I think it's coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and Windows, and my guess would probably not be Switch. So it looks like that was correct. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. These games are not first party Microsoft, but Plague Tale Innocence was on Game Pass for a really long time, and then Plague Tale Requiem is still on Game Pass, so I would be very surprised if this one doesn't. And I don't think Plague Tale Innocence launched into Game Pass on day one, but it came to it later. I do know that Plague Tale Requiem did launch into Game Pass day one, and it's still on Game Pass. So I would kind of be surprised if this one didn't end up on Game Pass as well. So... and Shining Diamond says 2026 likely still has a lot of announced project. I'm assuming you meant unannounced projects. But yeah, predict a new Sonic game will be announced. Okay. Looking forward to
I think they're
Wolverine.
gonna do Sonic Unleashed remake because they just recently re-released the intro song for Sonic Unleashed. Like they redid it. So I'm like, there has to be some kind of Sonic Unleashed announcement or something happening. I really want it.
Lois,
wish.
did you just say ew?
Yeah, I did.
Are you a
wish
Sonic
Eagle
hater or an
announced-
Unleashed hater? Which one?
I just don't like Unleashed. I don't like that formula of Sonic going forward. I didn't like any of those games.
But were you Wii or Xbox? Because they're different.
Oh, I played the PS2 version. That's actually the worst one.
Oh God, what'd you do?
Is Unleashed?
It was all I had at the time, so you know.
Well, worked with what you got.
But I'm not a Sonic hater. Look at my avatar.
Yeah, it's like his avatar is based on.
Yeah,
Sonic.
it's like I don't think you're a Sonic hater at all.
I
I'm like,
love
what
Sonic.
happened?
Unleashed, is that the Werehog one?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a decompilation version that they just did where they combined both versions. It's like somebody did that as a passion project, which I would recommend as the version you play. And like if you connect a PS5 controller to it when you're in like the World Hub, it'll change the color of the controller and everything. Like it's super cool. But just the fact that they like remastered the song, I'm like, there has to be an Unleashed announcement. They just did Generations. It makes sense to do Unleashed next.
And what was that like fan project you just mentioned?
It was like a decompilation project, so they pretty much combined both of the versions of Unleashed together, and you can go find it for download pretty much anywhere. But I can't remember the exact name of it. It's like Sonic Unleashed Complete Decompilation something. But yeah, they combine both, so you kind of get the best experience of Sonic Unleashed together.
Okay. That's why I was trying to find it because I want to.
It was like last year, sometime like mid last year.
The stream description
so.
afterwards, but it's first thing that comes up is just called Unleashed Recomp.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
So
That could be
I'll
it.
drop a link to that in the stream description afterwards. If anyone wants to check that out. So
As long as they don't remake Shadow the Hedgehog, because that game's perfect.
That game, I wanted to like it more than I did.
I just got all 10 endings on stream recently.
Holy crap!
It was
my God.
it was great.
It's a good. I liked the game. I obviously there's jank and everything involved with it, and I bought the special edition controller. I have the PS2 Shadow the Hedgehog controller.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Lois. Then what is your number 3?
My number 3 is actually an automation game, but it's a different one than the one Neo mentioned earlier. And that's a game called Modulus.
I don't think I've heard about this one.
This is a very, very Tizzy game. It's a top-down sort of builder game. I believe I saw this on an indie showcase over the summer, I want to say. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is my game. This is it.
Got Lois
This is
written
the one.
all over it.
Yep, this is the one. Oh, it looks so addicting.
So
There's there's not too much to say about it. Like what you see in the pictures is pretty much what you get. You're just building top down and making this huge factory and connecting. You're kind of connecting islands to each other.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say it looks almost like a combination of like Factorio, but with like a SimCity building element of.
Yeah.
Do you think that's somewhat accurate?
Maybe from like the perspective, yeah, but probably not gameplay wise.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a game that would be a good comparison. If you combined Factorio with like a city builder like Anno.
I haven't played those, but I have heard of them.
I think the gameplay would be closer to something like that.
Okay. So,
but it looks like there's no combat or anything, obviously.
Okay, so yeah, no combat, just building. It looks like it's got a lot of verticality to it. Is that seem accurate?
I would have to watch the trailer, but I don't want to get your stream flagged again.
No, that's
I don't think it would happen with this one, but
because it looked like in one of those screenshots there was a lot of like tall towers, which I don't. Like I said, I haven't played Factorio, so I wouldn't be able to say. But I don't think you can build stuff on top of other stuff in Factorio, can you?
No, you can't. It's
Okay.
completely 2D.
So Satisfactory is in 3D, so you can actually build your entire factory, a giant tower up to the sky if you wanted to. But it looks like it might have, like that one right there. There's a bunch of towers that are kind of like tall, so it looks like you can build stuff on top of other stuff.
I think it looks like the buildings are just tall. Like I was trying to see if there's like conveyor belts going from building to building up higher than the ground level, but it doesn't look like there is.
Oh, okay. So maybe it has like a 3D verticality look to it, but everything is done on a 2D plane sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So modulus. Do we know? Yeah, 2026. I know release date. I googled it. I'm not finding a release on any other platforms. Looks like it's probably PC only.
I would imagine, yeah, PC only.
Definitely looks. Although
I would not want to play this on a console.
Satisfactory did get a console release this year.
Yeah, but that's a first-person game. That's different.
But
because like this is like a keyboard and mouse made game. So
like
I wouldn't want to play it on anything else.
When Satisfactory was announced to come into console, I'm like, how the heck are you going to do that? Because there's so like it uses like every button on your keyboard for Satisfactory, like an RTS, and there's like millions of shortcuts you can do as well. So like, how the heck do you do that on a controller? I have no idea.
You do those what are they called? The radial wheel things.
You like
hold down. You hold down like the L button and then select something with the right stick. You put a bunch of those in there.
That would.
I don't think they did that though.
Yeah,
I don't know what they did for Satisfactory on console, but
exactly. I don't know how they managed that on console yet. I will probably find out because I'll probably play it on Xbox at some point. But
where there's a will, there's a way.
I think, however, I think you can. You know what? Let me see. It doesn't say so. I'd have to look into it more. But I know a lot of times on Xbox, you can actually plug in a mouse and keyboard to your Xbox and use your mouse and keyboard on games. So maybe you can do that with Satisfactory on Xbox. That would probably make it a much better experience.
Oh, yeah.
So
weapon wheel, that's what it's called.
Yeah. Hey, weapon Crazy wheels. Landlow's here. What's up, Crazy?
You just said that weapon wheel. I was like, I hate weapon wheels.
Yeah. So that was. Oh, and Horny Elf is here as well. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Horny Elf.
Yo.
Good to see you, buddy. So, yeah, I bet I would really enjoy this game as well. If I had to pick, though, I'd probably go Star Rupture, but I'm sure I would enjoy Modulus as well. So, yeah, probably not a whole bunch of story to it, so not a whole lot to say about it. But if you like automation, looks like you probably like Modulus.
Yeah, there's a chance this one might get pushed back to 2027 though, because we don't know when it's coming out. But from the looks of it, it looks like it's close to being done. So I don't know.
And Modulus actually it has a demo available as well if anyone wants to check that out. I am going to add the library and I will check that out at some point. And yeah, his Steam says, "Oh, you like Satisfactory? You'll probably like this game." It's like, yes, I probably will. The reason why I came here is I wanted to go to the developer, Happy Volcano, and see if they have anything else. The first thing I'm seeing here is You Suck at Parking. Is that the same? That is Happy Volcano. I didn't play that, but it looked like a fun party game. I think you guys played that on the stream at one point, right, Kay?
We did, yeah. Dude gifted it to us. It was quite fun.
That looked like a fun one. It was on Game Pass.
Very opposite to this.
Yeah, very
in every way.
So it's kind of funny sometimes when you like a developer who's kind of known for one style of game that they do something like completely different. Like,
well, that since we keep bringing up Satisfactory, with the people who made Satisfactory, they also made Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Coffee Stain. Coffee Stain is the publisher. So because they also did Deep Rock Galactic, but I think that was a different studio, but it was still published by Coffee Stain.
I thought it was Coffee Stain Studios that was the developer as well.
Let's see here. But Goat Sim, I'm pretty sure that the actual same developer was Coffee Stain Studio developer.
Oh, Coffee Stain North is Goat Simulator. So maybe they have like 2 different teams or something like that.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
have
it
2
would make
different
way
teams.
more sense.
But yes, it's still, that's a great example. It's like Goat Simulator, Deep Rock, and then Satisfactory are all like kind of under one umbrella. It's like these games are very different from each other. And Sanctum 2, which I have, but I haven't played yet. But that's an older game, but that one's like a first-person tower defense game, which looked really cool.
I would probably like Deep Rock as well. I should probably try that.
I started because of Paul, and not that I probably would have played it anyways, but Paul's a huge fan of Deep Rock, and so I was like, I'll play it, and then I finally started it, and I haven't played it since, but I'm sure we'll play it at some
Deep
point.
Rock is fun. It's a good with friends type game in my opinion. Like James has got me to play it for like the past 5 or 6 years at this point. I remember when it came out, but like he's been playing it since it like came out, and he has like hundreds on hundreds of hours in it. It's like I have fun playing it with my friends from time to time, but like I would not do it on my own. And for the longest time they didn't have crossplay. I don't know if that's fixed now, but for a long time
I believe it does.
Yeah, on the same thing. So it's the same issues I have with Donkey Kong Bonanza I have with Deep Rock. Endless digging.
Yeah, I don't know if Deep Rock is in that category, since I haven't played enough of it yet, but there's some other games like that where it's like I would never play it solo, but I'll play it in co-op, i.e. Borderlands, which is nothing Jason and I need to talk about.
Yep.
I don't know. I think you would like Deep Rock. Like, I mean, I'm kind of doing it a disservice comparing it to Bonanza because Donkey Kong is literally endless digging, whereas this is more like extraction. Like, you go through and it's fun to like go in the home base and dance around with people and drink ale and stuff like that. I think that's kind of the thing that stood out, but I'm sure it's fun to do solo too.
Yeah, the other one that really like kind of talking about studios that do like completely diverging styles of games, that I was like, wait, what? When I heard that Playground is doing the new Fable, it's like, wait, you mean the Forza guys are doing a Fable game? Like, WTF? So that one really,
I guess it's all Xbox, right? So it kind of makes sense, but it's weird.
it's like, why is the Forza guys making a Fable game? That just like blew me away. So.
See, that's one of the games in the thumbnail that I think is going to be really bad.
Yeah. So I put that one in the thumbnail because I figured that probably wasn't going to be on any of our lists.
No.
That ain't coming out this year. That's going to get delayed to next year anyway.
You think so?
I'm calling it now.
I think it's going to get the perfect Dark Axe, personally. And I would be less devastated by that. I was actually a little upset about Perfect Dark, but Fable, with how different Fable looks, I'm like, no, I don't even care. Don't bring it.
Yeah, it's speaking of Perfect Dark, what they showed, I was really intrigued by. Although, like this doesn't really feel like a Perfect Dark game. This feels more like a Mirror's Edge game with guns.
Yeah,
but I love Mirror's Edge, so I was like, I'm in for this. But from what I hear, that demo that they showed was actually all fake and wasn't actually any real gameplay. So
how stupid is that? It makes me so mad. It's like I could have done a Perfect Dark game. Like I was obviously pissed off that like Joanna's attitude and everything was just kind of like killed in that, but still it's like, yeah, it could be something. I was way better than what Fable looks like. Like Fable looks like it just shouldn't. Just put it on the chopping block now. We're good. No one's buying that.
I was very cautiously optimistic towards Perfect Dark, the reboot, until it got the axe. So
take it out to pasture.
It was really that man jaw in Perfect Dark that pissed me off.
That was the one out of the little bit that we saw, that was my biggest issue. So that's why I started calling her Joanna Dark.
Joanna, that's good. I like it.
But yeah, Perfect Dark was my favorite game of all time for many, many years. I love that, the original one. So, but dude says, yeah, because Microslop is run by morons, can't really argue with that. That chiseled chin of Joanna Dark. Yep.
Yeah, seriously.
So, all right. Yep, I think that was everything I was going to mention. So, all right. Any last thoughts on Modulus? All right. Well, with that, we'll go to Kay for her number 3.
My number 3 is not going to surprise anyone that ever listens to me talk, but I don't know how many people know about this game unless you hear me talk all the time. I am a huge fan of motorcycle games, huge fan, and I obsessively talk about a certain motorcycle game on the Genesis and the PS1 called Road Rash constantly. It, to me, is just some of the best feelings I've ever had in a video game. I could play Road Rash all day. I could be a Road Rash channel. and I would be like just the happiest person on earth. But there is a bunch of games that people try to make, like Road Redemption, which we showed off recently on our channel, and it just doesn't quite hit the mark. It's not there. You'll have like some other indie games, and they'll put like anime waifus in it and stuff, but it's just very empty. It doesn't quite hit it. But there's a new game coming out called Bash Moto. And it, to me, looks like the closest thing to a Road Rash so far. And I'm talking like classic Road Rash. Now, look past the art style. This is the point of the game that I'm not excited for. I think the art kind of looks a little too mobile. But vehicular combat, motorcycles, the camera is in as tight as it should be in this kind of racing game. You get to whip around people with chains, and you get to hang out in a bar and talk to people and upgrade your bike and do all the things you would do in a Road Rash game. This game could be incredible if done correctly. So I am super excited. And there's not enough games that understand the feel of Road Rash, but everything I've seen of this, the way you kick, the way you hit people, the way you speed around, I don't know. I need this game day one. Like, I have been watching this game like a hawk. So I don't know what the soundtrack is going to be like. That might be the only thing that holds this game back. The art style I can look past. Like, if it feels good, then I'm happy enough. But those are my two things I'm like kind of waiting to see. Like, will the soundtrack be really good? Well, at least you can fix the soundtrack by throwing on Spotify. So you've got a solution there. I don't know. I think this is going to be a good game. It's my gut feeling.
Yeah, this one looks really fun.
Yeah. I love that they introduced the bar thing as well, because Road Rash isn't just about the racing, it's about the attitude, right? Like when you win a match and you see like somebody else get dumped, like have crap put all over them and stuff, and like you've got the trophy and people hand you money and they celebrate with you. Like that's the energy that like a game like that needs, and so far none of them have really done it. I haven't seen like the award screen looks like yet, but just the idea that you can actually go and lounge around a little bit as you upgrade your boat or your bike and everything, good enough for me.
So I have two things. Were you a fan of the PlayStation jailbreak Road Rash? Okay, that's yep. Okay, I would say it wasn't great. The face just sold me on that one. So that's. And then my second thing is, I don't know what this game is, but like how you like the vehicular combat, but like in Mario Kart World, I'm forgetting the game mode where you do the one lap and you have like the elimination stuff.
I love it.
So can you imagine a Road Rash done that way?
I would be so happy.
All right, because then you get the items and to knock people out to eliminate half the field to be the number one. So that's the only thing I wanted to say.
I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually loves Mario Kart World.
Like I don't dislike it, but I don't love it. It's one of those two.
Yeah. I get why people don't like it, because Mario Kart is very empty and like everyone loves Mario Kart 8. For me, I'm like whatever with Mario Kart 8, even though it isn't like a good game. But I love just being able to zone out and play Mario Kart World in the single player and just like go through the environments and the way that it transitions so smoothly. And all of a sudden you're just like in this giant like Mario style world, like you're at Universal or something. There's something about the way that they present that game, and obviously the elimination mode, which is really fun. That I'm enjoying. That a lot of people are like, well, the soundtrack is not as good. Yeah, it's got the songs, it does its trick.
I think the soundtrack's good.
It's the original soundtrack, but I still like it.
Yeah, but I would say like a Road Rash elimination mode with multiple players and everything like that. Like imagine 24 people getting on this game and you have to reach the exit, and each time, you're getting rid of people and all that stuff. I think that would be pretty cool.
I would play a battle royale like F-Zero 99, Tetris 99 style Road Rash game. And I think Crazy Taxi.
That would be awesome.
Crazy Taxi is kind of aiming to do something similar to that. I haven't heard much about that since, but there was a rumor that we were going to get a battle royale Crazy Taxi, and a lot of people were like, nah, screw this. And I'm like, nah, that could work. I think it could work in a racing game. So yeah, Jason, a race like a Road Rash battle royale style game, I would be the first supporter of that game. The second I heard about it, like I would be like, here's my.
See, that's what I was looking at. I was like, at a couple of the screenshots, there was like 6 people there. I'm like, imagine if those were actually controlled by players. That would be so cool.
So good, yeah. So Bash Moto, I'm looking forward to it. No one is surprised to hear that when they hear about my motorcycle obsession.
No, I agree with you. I actually forgot the name of this game, so I added it to my honorable mentions.
Hell yeah. I think it's gonna be good.
I played I don't know what Road Rash it was, but like once as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is cool, but I never played it again. But I always liked that idea of like a racing game where you're beating up people on other bikes while you're racing. It's like that's freaking great.
I think Neo, you might like the PS1 Road Rash. Like for some people, the Genesis ones are a little too old school, and I get it. I grew up on it, so I'm fine with it. Road Rash 3 to me is like one of the best soundtracks in all of video game history. I think it's so good. But the PS1 game you might like a bit more. It's very like metal attitude. The intro song is Rusty Cage. Like it's good.
This I just pulled it
Nice.
up here on Retro Achievements because it does have a Retro Achievement set, and this might have been the one that I played. Because you know a lot more about this franchise. Like I said, I've played it for like one time. The original ones, are they more of like the Harley type bikes, or is it all like the sport bikes like
It's kind of
Kawasaki's and
it's a
Yamahas?
mix. They give you options for everything. So,
Okay, because I'm always more partial to sport bikes like Yamahas and Kawasaki's and stuff. Typically the Japanese motorcycles to the the big loud Harley type hog bikes. So the fact that Road Rash on PS1 got a sport bike on the cover with the dude with the chain, like I like the look of that.
Did any of you guys play Road Rash 64?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
Oh, is it bad?
It's okay.
That's-
I'm such a snob with these games. It's a problem. Like Road Rash 3 isn't beat for me. It's very difficult for me to find the right game feel with these. That's all.
Oh, listen, being a snob with the originals is very relatable. But Road Rash 64 is the only one that I've ever played, and I thought that game was so hilarious back in the day
It was.
that I just wanted them. I wanted them to keep making them, and they never did. So it was big sad.
Well, they add a little bit of attitude to Bashmoto, and I think we might have it. It just depends on how the writing is in this game.
So,
There's writing in Road Rash.
Wow, you know what I mean? Like I love that in Road Rash you can like actually talk to characters and get to know them, and like there's so many quips and just even visual writing, right? Like the cutscenes that they do and stuff. This might like a lot of these racing games kind of just fall flat in that regard. They don't really add the flavor. It's just kind of race and go. So who knows?
That's fair.
And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but something you said a minute or two ago, Kay, gave me an idea for a future party chat topic. So I
nice.
wrote it down, wrote you there. So when we get around to talking about it on party chat, I'll credit you for giving me the idea. So
I gave you the best idea the other day.
Which one was that one? I know I wrote it down, but I don't remember what it is.
The best Gooner games.
Oh, that's right. You did. You mentioned that in chat. So Bashmoto, as far as I can tell, it looks like it's PC only. I don't see anything about any console releases.
I think this is going to be Steam. I can actually see it maybe hitting mobile just on how it looks. But I don't see this going to console.
But yeah, looks fun.
We could probably get a digital port.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like, I just don't know if the demand would be there. This is kind of a more niche market for people.
So,
you know what that means? People go buy it, go support it.
So, all right. Let's see. Before we get on to our number twos, I saw a couple of people show up in chat. Crazy Landlow said, "Kay, does Shadow the Hedgehog count as a motorcycle game?"
Yes, sir, it does. Why do you think I love Shadow so much? Motorcycle
agreed.
gang, let's go.
Lois agreed. Said it's my motorcycle game. I don't know. I haven't played it. Rigor says, "Need Road Rash Melee K channel right meow." Right meow. We need it right now. So, hey, Christian Frades is here. What's up, Christian? Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you, buddy. And dude says, I wish Mario Kart World was enjoyable, but I want Mario Kart in my Mario Kart game. 3-lap races. Yeah, I've heard that's a big issue that a lot of people have, is that it's not the 3-lap race setting. Is it too much to add? Rigor Morpheus, is it too much to ask to have a GTA size world where the GTA Online content is just racing the various map destinations and getting your money for bike upgrades? Seems like super easy content. That does sound interesting.
That's kind of what Road Redemption tried doing. So, I mean, you might want to play Road Redemption in that regard, but it's obviously not going to cross over the GTA world. I get the idea of wanting a mini game almost to add to your world, but
And Crazy said, motorcycles are awesome. Yes, they are. Just wish I knew how to ride one. I miss my motorcycle, but I will have one again someday. And James says, I want to play more Road Redemption because Kay will hate me for it.
Play good games.
She's such a rash purist.
I am.
Just showing down. Did someone say Gooner games? Lois did. James, Halo with Sprint isn't Halo, and Road Rash not on Genesis isn't Road Rash. I don't know about the Road Rash, but I completely disagree with the Halo part. So making all top 5 games for this episode being Gooner games would be great. And the Midnight Club is just racing the GTA engine. That's right. I forgot about Midnight Club.
Midnight Club's great.
Midnight Club's that arguably my even though I haven't really played much of it, would arguably be my favorite Rockstar franchise. So, all right. With that, we will get on to our number 2s. And I think since I was going to go first last time, but I ended up getting hijacked by Jason.
Sorry.
I will go ahead and start off our round 2. And as I mentioned, that we'll get to it later in that Plague Tale Legacy Resonance also ties into this one, because this is kind of a similar, where this developer has like a close relationship with Microsoft, but it's not a first party studio. But this game is my favorite in the Remedy universe, and that would be Control. They announced just recently Control. It's not Control 2, but it's Control Resonance or Resonant. That's why. Very similar names to the previous one. But this was originally my number 3, but I switched it to my number 2, mainly because, like I said, I haven't played Plague Tale 2 yet, but I have played Control, and I freaking love it. It's my favorite of the Remedy games. Although I haven't played all. I have played Quantum Break, and I did also play. No, it's three ones, right? Alan Wake, Control, and Quantum Break. That's right. And I played Quantum Break and Control, but I haven't played Alan Wake because that's not really my genre. But I really love Control a lot. The one thing that I'm kind of hesitant about this one is because the first one is like a pseudo Metroidvania, which is another thing that I really liked about it. And it's a really cool third-person shooter with cool abilities, and you have this cool morphing gun that like mutates essentially into different forms for the different like it has like a revolver mode, and it has like a shotgun mode, and it's got like an automatic mode, but it's all this one gun. It just like changes forms, which is really cool. This one, however, they've kind of gone in a different direction from what little we've seen about it. I don't even know if there is a gun in this game. It looks like it's entirely all melee based combat, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just looks like it's not a third person shooter. It looks more like it's a hack and slash, but I love hack and slashes. So I'm very intrigued to find out more about this game. I would love to get a proper Control 2 that is still a third person shooter, but I'm totally on board with seeing what they do with the melee combat and it being a hack and slash. I hope it is a hack and slash. And it's not a Souls game. It doesn't appear to be Souls-like, although some of the enemies in the short trailer we've seen look like they could have been like Souls-inspired. But it definitely looks more like a more straightforward hack and slash than a Souls game. So I'm all on board for that. You're also not playing as the same character, because the first game in Control 1, you're playing as Jesse Faden. This one, you actually play as her brother. I just blanked on his name. Does it say it right? Dylan. Thank you. Yeah, her brother Dylan.
My hat's covering it up.
Your hat's covering it, but it does look like it does have a similar, like I said, the gun in the first one is just like mutates into different forms. It does look like your melee weapons have the same sort of thing in this one, because in the short trailer, there's a part where he's got like these two, they look like pieces of like metal, and then he like lets go of one, and then they kind of like form into one weapon. And there's another part where it's like right there, it's like this big axe, but then it like shrinks down into like a sword or something. So it looks like it has that same kind of, you have one item and it transforms into these different modes that you need for whatever form or like whatever type of weapon you need for the combat situation you're in. And I like that the Control games are kind of like, they got like this eerie feeling, but they're not like scary games, because I'm not into the scary type of stuff. But something like this, where it's kind of like eerie, kind of spooky-ish, but not really spooky, is like I'm totally on board for that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Control Resonant. And I hope that it also keeps that same like kind of Metroidvania style map and abilities that allow you to progress farther into, well, I don't know where the game takes place, because in Control, the entire thing takes place inside the building of the Federal Bureau of Control. And I still don't fully understand all the lore because it's kind of complicated, but there's also like this other like dimension or realm or something. It's called like the Oldest House, and I don't really know exactly how they work together. It has really weird lore, but like in the best kind of way. But it's probably the best way to describe it is kind of like the TARDIS, where the inside is a lot bigger than the outside. So you have this whole large game that takes place inside this one building, but it's the gameplay. The place that you're in is a lot larger than that building would be looking at it from the outside. So I hope that you keep that same style of map as well, and like I said, abilities that allow you to traverse farther into the game world wherever it takes place. So it looks like it could be really cool, and I hope I like it just as much as I like the first Control, because that game was great.
Whenever someone brings up bigger on the inside, the first thing that comes to mind is every single house in every JRPG ever.
Very true. You got this tiny little block, and then you go inside and it's like a 4-story building. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yep.
So curious if any of you played Control?
Nope.
I played a little bit of it, but my friend is like super like all about it. So
I played it not exactly when it first came out, but I want to say I probably played it in like 2021. Let me pull it up here real quick, and I can say. But before I play this one, I do have it on my backlog to play. Yeah, nailed it. I finished it in January of 2021, so just over 5 years ago. But that was the Xbox One version. I own the Ultimate Edition, which also has the Series X version. I haven't played that one yet, so I'll probably, once we get closer to the release date, which we don't have a release date yet, but once we're getting close to that, I'll probably play Control 1 again, the Ultimate Edition, so it can lead me right into playing Control Resonant.
I think out of everything that Remedy has made, Control is the one I would be most likely to play.
So, and it also has, speaking of like the spooky eeriness, another thing that's kind of cool about it, it has this whole like, kind of like the movie Inception, where you have like reality is kind of like bending in on itself. I don't really know exactly how to explain it, but it has that whole aspect going on in the game as well. And I love that type of like mind bendy. There's a term for it. They even mention it in the movie of Inception, like in the dream world, things can exist that couldn't exist in the real world. There's a term for that type of stuff. I forget what it's called, but it's got that like vibe going on for it. So that's another thing that I really like about it.
It's great that you brought up Inception, because that's the reason why I haven't played Control.
Were you not a fan of Inception?
Inception was so overhyped at the time. Like, if you were really around paying attention to Inception on its release, everyone was talking about it. It was like the most like mind-blowing movie ever, and like you have to go see it day one. And it just was like, yeah, the movie's fine. I watched it. So Control to me is very similar, where it gets the same hype, and it's like, okay. I watch Lynch, I like it a little more complicated than where Inception can get. So maybe Control can do that, and I would prefer it. I like video game storytelling over film and everything anyways, so maybe I would click with this more. But it's overhyped to me, to the point where I just don't jump into it. It's not that I'm not saying modern in an insulting way. Like, I'm not saying in the way we're like woke, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying it's got a bit of a modern video game look to it. It doesn't pull me in.
Fair enough. Yeah, I totally get it. Like, I do love the movie Inception. Christopher Nolan is my favorite director, but my favorite Nolan movie is The Prestige. That's probably in my top 5 movies of all time. That movie is phenomenal, but I do really like Inception. So it kind of has
Inception's one of those rare movies that I've actually seen.
See, everyone saw Inception. That's what I'm saying.
Lois, did you like Inception?
It was a movie.
All right.
I like the ending. So
very ambiguous.
yeah, I love that because you can make it however you think. You could be like it stopped, or because it looked like it was about to, but like oh maybe it just kept going. So
yeah. So Lavistro?
Lavistro is here. What's going on, man?
Lavistro. Hello, Lavistro. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before, but yeah, welcome. James said Alan Wake 1 is more action than survival horror. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot at some point. Says 2, for what he's heard, is more survival than action. My most hyped game this year is The Darkness 3. I don't think we're probably never getting that. It hasn't been announced, but I'm willing it into existence on pure hopium. I know how much you love The Darkness. Control has always been on my list, but I want to play Quantum Break first. I really enjoyed Quantum Break.
I played a bit of Quantum Break, and I liked it.
Bentley Guy's here. What's up, Bentley Guy? I haven't seen you in a while. Happy 2026 to you, and curious what games you're looking forward to. I don't have much to say for this current conversation, but I'll make Kay feel uncomfortable by saying that she loves 3 houses and nice strolls on the beach.
Damn it, Bentley. No, I don't. These allegations have made it so people think I like 3 houses. No.
James said I want Inception sequel with Freddy Krueger appears. That would be interesting. Go into Freddy Krueger's dreams. Kay would like Alan Wake more than Control, like Kojima Sam Lake copies movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Rigor Morpheus Prestige, my top 5 movies. Yes. High five through the screen, Rigor Morpheus. Inception was kind of boring and predictable.
Thank you. I agree.
Dude says he's never seen Inception. So, all right. Let's see here. I started that one off, and then let's go clockwise. So, Jason, what's your number 2?
So my number 2 was shown at the Game Awards. It was a very small little trailer. As we all know, one of my favorite games of all time is Vampire Survivors. So why not we make Vampire Survivors a card game? Sign me up. So Vampire Crawlers is my number 2 game of 2026.
Great pick.
I just got to pause you there real quick because dude mentioned something about Restream, and no, it did not tell me that. So I'm pulling up the actual Rumble stream to verify. So if it was, I will have to. Thank you for pointing that out, dude. No, I did. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't
not tell you that. So shout out to Bentley Guy. He just did a $20 Rumble rant, and Restream did not tell me that, so I'd pull it up on Rumble. Send $20. Thank you very much, Bentley Guy. I think you and Dude are the only ones I've ever gotten tips on Rumble from. But thank you very much. I remember you sent me a $10 tip a while back too. But I will just go ahead and reiterate what he said because I didn't realize there was a dollar amount attached to that. So thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. But we'll go ahead and say it again and rub it in Kay's face a little bit more. I don't have too much to say for this current conversation, but I'll make Kay feel uncomfortable by saying she loves 3 houses. Doesn't matter what anybody says, even Kay. She loves 3 houses. Don't let her lead you astray and make you think otherwise. That was just my little addendum to it. And she also loves nice strolls on the beach. So thank you again, Bentley Guy. I'm sorry I missed that the first time. Restream does not tell me about tips amounts, and I'm not used to getting tips. So thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. So, Kay, did you have it? Do you want to rebuttal?
The worst part of all of this is that Bentley has also gifted me the DLC for Fire Emblem 3 Houses, so I'm required to play this again at some point. Like, it's looming over me, and it's been there for a little while, and I know I need to at some point, and it eats away at me. It's the one thing that lives rent-free in my head is that I know I have to play another hour of that damn game at some point.
Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you for...
thank you, Ben.
Not only for the $20, I really appreciate it, but also thank you for the gifting of the DLC to Kay. That is just chef's kiss. So, that's right. Dude also mentions that she's also a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. Although I think she's softened. I think you softened on that a little bit more than your take on 3 houses. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have softened on that a little bit because I like Aladdin, and that's where I am right now. So
that was my favorite Disney movie as a kid.
Partially thanks to Dude and a few other people, but yeah, Dude pushed me to the Aladdin part and the last Kingdom Hearts stream I did, and I'm like, okay, I like Aladdin, and I did. There's parts of it I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but.
And shout out to Dude, because that is what he's been streaming over on his channel lately, is the Kingdom Hearts. I don't know. I think it's the original one, but I know that he's been streaming some Kingdom Hearts. So if you want to watch someone go achievement hunting for Kingdom Hearts, go check out Dude's channel.
And you can see him do the barrel challenge properly, and not like me in 8 hours of a stream where I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, I have magic in this game.
So thank you again, Bentley guy. Sorry I missed that, and thank you, Dude, for pointing that out to me. So all right, back on track. Jason, go ahead and tell us more about Vampire Crawlers.
Yeah, not a lot to know about it yet so far, except for it's Vampire Hunters, but as a card game. And I love these little style of games. I love Vampire Hunters. So give me a deck building game that I can just waste way too much time for how simple of a game this could be. Yeah, I can't wait. I hope it comes out this year. This is one of those that says it's supposed to be this year, but I could also see it being late in the year where it might not make it. But hopefully it's a summer game and I have plenty of free time to play it. So
I marked out when I saw this game announced. I'm like, yes, let's go. It's what is that game? Darkest Dungeon or whatever. That also kind of does something. No,
like Slay the Spire.
Yeah, Slay the Spire might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Darkest Dungeon's is like it's permadeath,
crawler.
like turn-based dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
I know Paul likes that game.
But there's a few of those games.
Hard.
There's a few of those games where like it's more deck building than anything. And you're going through dungeons. I think this is gonna be super good.
So Bentley guy said, y'all take care. I'm headed to bed. Good night, Bentley guy. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate that. You have a good night, good sir. So, and Dude is saying I need to as well. Have a good night. Yeah, you guys are a few hours ahead. So thanks, Dude, for hanging out. You have a good night as well. And I will talk to you on Thursday, because we are doing our next episode of Achievement Chasers on Thursday. So, yeah, I played a little bit of Vampire Survivors. I've probably about maybe 10 or 15 hours or so, and I still got a long way to go.
I see you've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, barely scratched the surface, but I've enjoyed it. This looks like way different. I think I'm probably more inclined to play, not that it's an upcoming game, but Mega Bonk, since that's basically 3D Vampire Survivors, whereas this is doing a card battler, which not necessarily a bad thing, just that's not typically kind of up my alley. But for those of you who do like card battlers, this does look like it could be a lot of fun.
Neo, you should play the Castlevania DLC at least for Vampire Survivors.
Oh, sure. I'm going for the 100%. Well, when I get around to actually be like, hey, this is the game I'm playing right now. Like I played it for a week or two, and then I haven't touched it in probably 2 or 3 months. But when I get around to it, I will be going for the 100% completion. So I will absolutely be having to play that. Not have to play that DLC in that I don't want to, but I will.
You're committed to it.
I'm committed to it because I do want to get the 100% completion, as I do with most games. So I will absolutely be playing that DLC at some point.
Yeah, no, the DLC, the Contra DLC. Yeah, I say there's the Contra DLC. There's so much.
Yeah, let's see here.
The weirdest one to me was the Among Us one. That's the only one I didn't buy. I was like, why?
Yeah, because they have to be everywhere.
Yeah.
On Xbox, it has 14 DLCs. Not all of them are paid DLCs. A bunch of them are title updates, but they're, shout out to the Vampire Survivors devs. Ponkle?
Oh, Ponkle's awesome.
The game full price is $5, and each of the DLCs is like let's see here. What are
$1.99 usually, right?
Yeah, $1.99 for each of the DLCs. So even with let's say half of these are title updates and half of these are actually paid DLCs, that's 7 DLCs plus the game. So 7 times $2, 14, $5, $20. You get the game and all the DLC at full price. That's not even when it's on sale. So,
and it's one guy, I think. I don't know. There might be more people who's got helping him now, but.
And True Tunes is saying it's like an 80-hour completion. So you get a lot of bang for your buck for this game.
Yes, you do.
And another thing is that it's got cross progression, because I actually started playing this on Android and then uploaded you can link your accounts, and then I loaded it up on my Xbox, and all the achievements popped instantly for everything that I'd already done. So that's also a cool thing. So there's not a lot of games that do that, but for games that like this, that are great mobile type games, that's always a huge bonus when you can link I know Warframe does that as well. When you can link your accounts and keep your progress across everything, and your achievements reflect that. So shout out to them. So this is also from that same dev, right?
Yeah. Ponkel is like it's a guy. I think, like I said, he might have more help now, but it was originally just a guy in his basement making a game. And
And he created
I
a new genre, and it took the world by storm.
exactly. I think this guy actually deserves like some kind of award, like on a video game history sense, because he not only brought like the second renaissance of indie gaming, because there was one in like the early 2015s, like there was the, Fez and all that stuff and Braid, but like he kind of
Braid!
brought. I know,
I was
Jonathan Blow me, yeah.
Because James during roulette the other night, I was actually playing Braid while he was, and I said, "Hey James, I'm playing your favorite puzzle game." He's like, "You're playing Braid, aren't you?" Yes, I was playing Braid at that time. So
I
love
don't
that
hate
game.
Braid
It's
as much
such a
as he
good
does,
game.
but I also don't really just when that guy is just so. Artists that like kind of sniff their own farts. Like he's one of those. That's kind of what irks me about him.
Completely understandable, but I don't think it should let you affect your take on the game itself. The game is freaking great.
No, it's not that. It's just
that was actually directed more towards James.
It's like when you're active during a time and you see the conversation every single day, and like I was witnessing that indie renaissance and just how everyone was so full of themselves. Like the Binding of Isaac guy was fine, he wasn't, but it was people like Jonathan Blow that was very much full of himself, and I'm an artist, look at me, and it's just like it's hard for me to take you seriously when you're such an artistic game at the same time. But Ponkel is responsible for that second renaissance, in my opinion, and really showed people, hey, you can make it your own genre, you can make a game from scratch,
And you don't
and
have to be Kojima to make your own genre.
yeah, I think that he's going to go down in history as someone that like gamers really appreciate, but he's not going to get mainstream recognition the way he should. Other people that are pioneers in the industry. So I'm just putting it out there. Ponkel deserves some kind of like mega award that like he should be remembered 50 years from now.
Yeah, and then how many spin-off copycats have we gotten of Survivors games now? There's
Exactly.
They're almost like a dime a dozen.
And how many studios are planning
wait till my
to make
number
that kind of
2.
stuff? Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, it might be a game I want to play then.
Sorry, what was that you were saying, Kay?
No, I'm just saying if number 2 is similar to this game, I might be interested.
Okay. So let's hear. Jason, this was your number 2, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Vampire Crawlers. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's when they first started the trailer, it's like, oh, Vampire Survivors 2. It's like, no, we're going in a different direction. So,
which I like that idea better too, because like I said, like you could do so much with Survivor. Like, why not try to do something different and have both games live together?
Crazy Landlord says, Kay, don't tell Blabs about him. She'll deliberately leave him out of today in gaming history.
I saw on Twitter that they left out Sonic Heroes, and it was the release day of Sonic Heroes, and they said it was a slow news day, and I'm like, no, it's not. Sonic Heroes came out on the GameCube on this day in North America. There are tons of good, and Digimon World 4. Don't get me started. I'm gonna be yelling about this tomorrow morning too, I'm sure.
No. All right. I think let's go to Lois with his number 2 then, since it sounds like it might dovetail well off of this one.
Well, it's actually a Survivor's like. So you know how with Vampire Survivors you walk around and kill everything in sight?
Mm-hmm.
What if you built a vehicle and drove around killing everything in sight?
You have
what
my
type of vehicle are we talking
Oh
about?
my god. I thought you were going to put
It is
Terraria.
called-
I was like, what?
Nope. It is called Terratech Legion.
Not heard of this one.
And yeah, that's basically what this is. You actually get to build and customize your own vehicle, which is basically a customizable tank, and then drive it around and destroy everything.
That sounds great.
Absolutely. This actually would have been my number 1 if not for the fact that this developer, they usually release their games in early access, and that hasn't been announced yet. It also doesn't have a solid release date, so we probably won't actually get this game in full until like next year at the earliest.
Real quick on Vampire Crawlers, it also doesn't have a exact release date, but it does look like it's releasing on everything, literally everything, and as it should. So, sorry.
Yep, I don't know about this one. I think this one might be PC only.
So Terratech Legion, I definitely like the more sci-fi because 9 times out of 10 I'll take sci-fi over fantasy. So I definitely like the more sci-fi setting than the fantasy setting than Vampire Survivors. And the fact you build like a tank and customize it, this almost looks like it gives me some old Command & Conquer vibes, but if it was a Survivors.
And there is a demo for it.
And there's a demo? All right. I will definitely add that one as well.
Yeah, so there was a game that I played earlier that, in 2025 also called Mars First Logistics, where you actually build your own vehicle. And that was like my favorite aspect of that game. So basically just taking that and putting it into a Survivors like just sounds amazing.
Okay, yeah, I pulled it up here and I'm watching actually the video, and this looks freaking great. I love the look of this.
And I believe I first learned of this game over the summer when they showed it off at the PC gaming show.
Yeah, this building, I know this is a terrible comparison, but it reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. But way better and more deadly.
Listen, a lot of people are looking back at Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts and saying, hey, this is actually a good game. It's just not a Banjo game.
What?
Yeah, we were just talking about that on I think we were talking about that on Metroidvania Monday last night, right? Were you going to mention that?
I don't
Someone
remember.
Literally in chat said that exact same thing.
I'm not on this train yet. It's not been long enough. There's no forgiveness here.
I haven't played it, so I don't know. But a lot of people, I keep hearing a lot of people say that, oh, it's actually a decent game if it wasn't a Banjo game.
Yeah, we were talking about, I don't remember why I was talking about this, but yeah, we're talking about something and got on the topic of Banjo-Kazooie because of like games where one of the games of the franchise is like completely different than the rest.
Like the black sheep kind of thing?
Yeah, and I was like, like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, like everyone like hates on that game because it's not more Banjo-Kazooie. But I haven't played any of them yet, so I do plan to play the Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. They're on the backlog. I don't plan on playing Nuts and Bolts, but I've heard people who are kind of take a step back and kind of not necessarily review the game, but look at Nuts and Bolts for what it is and not what they wanted it to be. They're like, it's actually not all that bad of a game. It's just it got so much hate because it has Banjo-Kazooie on the name of the game, but it's not a Banjo game.
Did you make that a party chat topic?
We did talk about that recently, and it's because I got in an argument with someone on Twitter because they were making the dumbass argument that if a game is a good game, it's a good game in the franchise. It doesn't, it's like, no, that is 1000% wrong.
Yeah,
they're
that's
like,
so wrong.
They're like, if the game is good, then it's a good game in that franchise. It's like, no, you can have a game that's really good, but if it doesn't follow any of the aspects or the elements that make up the rest of the games in the franchise, it's not a good game for the franchise. And we didn't talk about Nuts and Bolts, but that could potentially be one of the examples. But we did talk about that on Party Chat not that long ago because this guy my response got a lot of likes. It didn't outpace. I didn't ratio the guy that posted that response, but I was like, that is one of the most dumbest takes I've ever seen in my life. It's like, yeah, let me just create a game and then buy an IP and slap the name of that IP on it and say it's a good game in the franchise it's from. No effing way. Get out of here. You're an idiot if you think otherwise. It's like, yeah, let me just go and let me make a Ninja Gaiden style hack and slash game. And let's put some racing in it and call it a Forza game. And it could be a good game. And he's arguing that would be a good Forza game. It's like, no, that would not be a good Forza game. So that's just something I'm brought up, came up off the top of my head. But yeah, you can't just make a game and throw an IP on it and make it. And if it's good, say it's a good game in the franchise. No, that is completely retarded.
Star Fox Adventures comes to mind.
I like
Canadian would agree with you because he hated that.
Actually, I do too. I love that game.
Angry Canadian hated that game. So,
yeah.
Sorry. Back on topic from that tangent. And tell us anything more about TerraTech Legion if there is anything you want to tell us about.
I think I've said everything that I know about it so far. I haven't played the demo yet. I usually avoid the demo until closer to the release at least, or just avoid it altogether. So
this looks great. I like it. Yeah, it's got a demo available. No exact release date, but yeah, it looks like the only thing it's on is on PC, so it doesn't look like there's
Yeah.
any plans at this point for a console release. But who knows? If it gets as popular as Vampire Survivors, maybe it will.
Expect it to launch in early access first.
Okay.
Because I think their previous 2 games, that's what they did as well.
Let's see here. Payload Studios is the developer, and
there's 2 other TerraTech games actually in that are different genre.
So there's a couple other TerraTech games: TerraTech, and then TerraTech Worlds, TerraTech R&D Labs. But these are all different genres.
Yeah, for what I remember, they both look good too.
Matt, what little I'm seeing from these little thumbnails, they look interesting, but I have no idea what type of games those other ones are. So
let's see. This is a sandbox survival game. This one looks really cartoony, actually. Looks like it still has like the vehicle building stuff in it.
It does.
And then this one's sitting at mixed. It's still in early access, but yeah, you build a vehicle.
Yeah. The one that you chose looks the best out of these 3.
Oh, absolutely.
So that looks like a lot of fun. Another one that I'm glad I am now aware of.
Oh, the one thing I forgot to mention. So when I did during the summer, when they were doing like all the showcases in June, I do this thing now where I take the 10 best and 10 worst looking games that they shown off at all the June summer showcases and put it into a video. This game was number 1 for me.
Nice.
I see it. It looks good.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun. So, all right. Then I think that leaves just Kay for her number 2.
My number 2 is also not going to surprise anyone. I've actually talked about this game a lot, and maybe it should be my number 1 because of how much I talk about it. As a lot of people know, I've been playing Skyrim recently. I had played through a bunch of Oblivion in the past year. I'm a huge Morrowind fan, and that's what prevented me from going into Skyrim for as many years as I did.
Lois, you're a huge fan of Morrowind too, right?
It's my favorite game of all time.
Hell yeah, let's go. So. Base Lois,
yeah.
let's go.
I don't understand that. I played like 15 minutes of it, and like the combat in this is like terrible. It's like,
did you say 15 minutes?
That's all I did. Well, I did it on a roulette stream, but that's all I needed to know about the combat. It's basically like turn-based combat in a real-time setting. It's like, if I make contact, it should do damage, not this, oh, you missed. It's like, no,
you played KOTOR. Get out of here. No. Why does everyone excuse KOTOR but not Morrowind?
Because you issue commands in KOTOR. You're not actually like doing it yourself. It's not a first-person game.
15 minutes.
15 minutes of Morrowind
is your problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm
not saying it's a bad game.
Right?
It's just the combat is, in my opinion, is trash. But I do think that Morrowind should have gotten a remaster over Oblivion. And if they had correct combat in it, then I would probably be inclined to play it.
The problem is a lot of people think Morrowind is an action game when it's really technically not, because everything is based off of like probability and dice rolls and stats and
exactly.
like
Leave
an
that
actual
for the turn-based games, not the real time. Get that crap out of here.
It still works.
I disagree.
It's an incredible game. Don't be a hater.
Anyways, I think I know where you're going with this. I just forget the name of the game. So okay.
That's totally fine. Well, anyways, Morrowind is like one of the best games to ever exist on Earth. And if you haven't played Morrowind and if you only played 15 minutes, shame on you, especially somebody on this call.
Brett, it says 15 minutes. Does that even get you to combat? Yes, I got into combat. And I'm like, I'm hitting this guy. Why is he not taking damage? That's not how
did you get into combat?
Play.
Did you fight a random person? How did you get into combat? You're like in the town for the first 15 minutes.
I was out in the wilds and I was getting attacked by creatures. And I'm like, why? I'm hitting them and they're not taking damage. So I can go back to the stream and take a look at it, but I was not a fan of the combat. But everything else in the game could probably be perfectly fine.
It's the best lore in all Elder Scrolls and like almost all gaming.
All right, I could tiz him out right. I could tiz him out right now and tell you exactly why your character is missing.
So I definitely couldn't argue against the lore thing because I don't know anything about the lore of Morrowind. But there's great lore in the Elder Scrolls franchise. So
Yeah, Morrowind's the best in that regard too.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the best. Lois probably knows about this game then, but there's a game coming out, and now it says coming soon, but we got a demo recently. It looks like it's close enough to being done. I think this could hit 2026. So this is the only one on my list that I'm like, they haven't officially said 2026, but it very much looks like it's a 2026 game based on everything that they've like their development cycles and everything. Queen's Domain, which is a retro fantasy RPG, very clearly visually inspired by Morrowind when you look at it. Look at that beautiful game, a retro fantasy action
man.
RPG, man. Like this game looks so good. It touches the Elder Scrolls tism for me. I love everything about it. Look at how it like the dungeons ooze Elder Scrolls.
I like this screenshot here.
Yes.
I think I heard you talking about this game just a couple days ago.
I talk about this
on a
game a
stream.
lot. Yeah.
I just couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah.
I talk about this game constantly. So, the storyline's pretty basic at this point. It's one of those like, where's my dad? Something happened. So you're like kind of exploring the world, dungeon crawling, just exploring the universe, really trying to figure out what's going on. So it's one of those kinds of stories. But I like the little spin on this, which is you get swords that can fly. So that's the little twist on it, is that you can find these swords in the world and they literally will like allow you to fly. And I think there is some footage of it you can find on Steam, but yeah, you'll wield the sword and it's got like wings on it and you can just like fly across platforms. But really it was the art style that drew me in, classic stamina meter type combat, like everything about it is just so Morrowind. And I have high hopes for this. And this developer also did a game called The New Flesh, I think is the name of it, which is also very atmospheric as well. So they know how to tie down atmosphere. So I'm very excited as somebody who is just completely Elder Scrolls filled right now.
So
I didn't know
looks
this was coming this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air. I've heard some rumors that it's this year. It's not like as definitive as some other games where it's like definitely 2026. But I think based on the demo, which is like an hour gameplay, I think it could hit this year, maybe end of year. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, but on Steam it just says coming soon. I pulled up an article about it. It says it's planning on launching in 2026. It looks like it's
yeah,
only on Steam.
yeah,
But there is a as Kay mentioned, there is a demo available.
yeah. And the demo's pretty like fleshed out. So yeah, you're able to do weapon throwing and everything too. Like it's just got everything that's like Morrowind and that they almost like let go of in the newer Elder Scrolls stuff. Really hoping between this and Dread Delusion that I've got my new Morrowind games. We'll see.
Okay.
I've heard some. I don't know if I should say, but Dread
Yeah.
Delusion. I've heard it does. It looks like it scratches that Morrowind itch, but actually kind of doesn't.
The environments are very like, when you look at them, they're very Morrowind mushroom pilled. The art style
Right,
in the
I'm talking
beginning, like
about-
the cutscenes were very,
Yeah, I was talking more about like the overall premise and the gameplay and stuff.
yeah. I know. Uncle gifted us Dread Delusion, and I was like, this game is so like up my alley. And the more we got into him, like I could see the elements of Morrowind in there, but there is definitely this like weird gut feeling of like you're going a little bit in a more radical direction. It's not quite there. I think Queen's Domain is more grounded to what I'm looking for, but I think I'll like both games. So,
Okay.
anyways.
Yeah, it's cool seeing kind of these kind of like retro styled modern more modern games but kind of made in a retro style is pretty cool. Basically we got the boomer shooters for first person shooters, and it looks like it's kind of like a similar thing but for
Yes.
RPGs.
Exactly. We're getting that like 2000s Renaissance pretty much coming back. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
I hope it does come this year.
I think it will.
So Brett, it says hitting with an accuracy chance is like standard in RPGs. Yes, turn-based RPGs, not real-time RPGs. That's the big difference.
KOTOR lets you do that.
That's like pseudo. It's not real-time. That's like pseudo turn-based. Because it's like you issue commands. You're not in first person swinging your lightsaber. So AAC Light is here. What's up, Light? How's it going, buddy?
Yo.
Hope you're doing well. So, all right. So I think that wraps up our number 2s, right? Yeah.
Yep.
2.
Yep.
So, all right. So before that, before we get into our number 1s, we'll go around the horn here and talk about any honorable mentions you might have. I'll go ahead and start off this one because I've only got I got a list of ones that like I'll probably play, but not ones that are like super high on my list. I know like Mouse PI that looks really like that could be a fun game. Mudang Two Hearts looks interesting. The Next Planet of Lana, I really enjoyed the first one. Just a cute little platforming game. The new Tomb Raiders. There's the Fate of Atlantis, which is a remake of the original one, and they're releasing a full next Tomb Raider game, which looks interesting. But the ones that I'm like actual honorable mentions I'm very much looking forward to is, as mentioned earlier, the Bloodstained Scarlet Engagement. I'm very much looking forward to that one. This one I also put in honorable mentions because it sounds like it's more likely at this point going to be a 2027 game. But as I was talking about earlier, I'm a huge fan of Mega Man. So we got an announcement of a new Mega Man game, which we've gotten basically one new Mega Man game in like the last 15 years. Now it's Mega Man 11. Finally got a new one coming out called Mega Man Dual Override. We know nothing about it other than the title of the game. But the fact that we know there's a new Mega Man game coming, I'm very excited for that.
This is like kind of a thing that's been going on. So you know the name of the game, right? When you hear Dual Override, what do you think?
It's making me think of Mega Man 11, where it's got like the gear system. So you have like two different like power abilities.
So what a lot of people are thinking is because it's spelled dual like two, it might be two players, or you might be Mega Man and Proto Man because we heard the Proto Man music too, where they both play at the same time.
Oh, kind of like some of the like Mario games you can play co-op at the same time. Maybe something like that in a Mega Man game. That'd be dope. Yeah,
because there's a reason why they played the Proto Man music at the end of the second trailer, and there's a reason why it's called Dual 2 Override. So who knows? But yes, I'm super excited about that as well.
Would that be a first for the franchise?
Yes.
Yes. There's never been a multiplayer Mega Man game except for, well, I mean, in a co-op sense, there has been some versus like the Mega Man Battle Network games. You can battle against other people. And then there's also the Mega Man Kart Racer game. That one is obviously multiplayer. But yeah, like an actual co-op, I don't think there's ever been a co-op. Oh, there's also the Mega Man soccer games that has co-op, but that's not the quite type. Yeah, not quite the same type of co-op as we're talking about. So, and then the last one is not an actual game, but I'm super excited for March because that is when Wii is getting retro achievement support, and I got a lot of Wii games that I'm looking forward to playing for retro achievements. So, not one game, a bunch of games, and looking forward to another reason to go back and play some of my Wii games again. So, I'm very, very much looking forward to that. So, Jason, what about you? What are some of your honorable mentions?
So the one that's not, I'm afraid that's not going to come out this year, but I'm still hoping that it does because it got shown last year, but I think it's coming out next year, is Felt That Boxing. I'm still waiting for that game. That game looks awesome. I won that Punch-Out game, and this art style looks ridiculous. But yeah, Felt That Boxing. I think it's next year because whatever, keep reading about it. But if it comes out this year, that would easily make my top 5. But the games that are coming out this year that I'm looking forward to is Eternal Life of Goldman. I love platformers, and especially ones that let you jump around a cane, like DuckTales Pogo Stick. Sounds great.
Oh, I know that one.
I was like, I haven't heard of this, but as soon as you said the Pogo Stick, I'm like, I did see a clip of this game recently.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him jumping Pogo off of his cane, I was like, wait, that's literally the animation from DuckTales. And then, another one would be Mouse PI for Hire. The art style looks awesome. I hope it's just another little fun, quick. Like, it doesn't need to be a long game. Just give me really cool art style. Just give me really fun, just little story like that. Saros, that almost made my list. I loved Returnal. Yeah, I loved Returnal. Saros looks great. And I haven't
played Returnal yet, but I'm very much looking forward to playing it at some point.
Returnal's good. And then the one fighting game I'm looking forward to because it was made by the season 1 creators of a certain fighting game that I like. That is the Invincible versus game. That's been pretty interesting.
Are you a fan of the Invincible franchise?
I like it. I'm just happy the creators of the game are getting another chance to make something, especially with the smaller budget that they had before, and they're still making something ridiculous. So it looks cool. It's getting love from Evo. It's already going to be a game from for the competition there. So congratulations to them already. And like I said, the things that I've heard about the game so far and the play testing on it, they're like, this game actually is something to be wanting to. You should play if you like this kind of stuff.
And does it have the actual voice cast?
It does.
Nice. So cool. All right. What about you, Lois? What do you got? Any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I got quite a bit. I have a bunch that we talked about earlier. I added Bash Moto, Queen's Domain, Stupid Never Dies, all to the list. Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, I did. I didn't write it down on my honorable mention because there was one game that we mentioned earlier that I was like, oh, that's an honorable mention. Then, the hack and slash one, Phantom Blade Zero, that would have been an honorable mention for me as well. Then,
Pragmata also. I think I had that one on before. And then Bloodstained Scarlet Engagement. We talked about that earlier. The other Metroidvania is Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse. That's my other Metroidvania pick.
I've not heard of that one. I did have, speaking of Metroidvanias, because there was one that when I started writing out a list like a couple months ago for whenever we got to this topic, there's Mio Memories in Orbit, which actually comes out like a week and a half, but I played the demo back at the beginning of December, and now I will play it, but I don't really have much interest in playing it after playing the demo. I was not a fan of the demo.
Oh, really?
But Nevergrave.
I thought Mio looked pretty good.
I thought so too when it first got announced a couple of years ago, and then I played the demo on Steam. I'm like, I'm not looking forward to this game now. Hopefully, the full game is better than the demo was, but I wasn't a fan. But this Nevergrave definitely looks. I like the art style, so I'll definitely have to look into.
Oh, this is actually it says Metroidvania cross roguelite.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't even know that until I just saw that. But anyway, I have Beast of Reincarnation and Beyond These Stars. I don't even remember what these two games are, but I have them on the list. All Will Fall, physics-based survival city builder, where you build a big city and then it can like fall over if you build things incorrectly. So that should be fun. Reanimal, which is like a Little Nightmares spiritual successor.
I think it's from the same devs as Little Nightmares, right?
Yes. And then I haven't played 3 yet, but I've heard it's not great.
And I think that one was developed by a different team, and that's why the Little Nightmares people went and did Reanimal, because they're like, this is the true spiritual successor. But I've played 1. I have started 2, but I haven't played it yet. And then I don't know if I will play 3.
I might still play 3 at some point. I'm just like, I don't really want to buy it. Because, those games are only like, 5 hours-ish?
I don't know about how long the second one is, but yeah, the first one is pretty short.
Dark Switch is another survival city builder that I have on here. This was on my Best Games of June showcases also. I have one game that's in the thumbnail, but I don't think it's coming out this year, and that's GTA 6.
Oh,
I still want that game to be good, but the more time goes on, the more we learn about it, the less I think it will be good.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last time, because I was like, I wouldn't take you for a GTA fan. But
yeah,
I think we talked about that last time we were on stream.
So, listen, I love to cause a little chaos. That's all there is to it.
So I have 2 takes on that. I agree with you. I think it's coming out next year as well. But then what I think they're going to do is, and it's a bad idea, is their single players, their test run, and then the multiplayer comes out next year. So that's where like my 2, like I'm not a fan of it, but like I can just see them like, okay, it all comes out next year, or okay, we'll get the game out because it needs to get out. They can play the single player for 2 months, and then we'll fix whatever it needs to do. So when the multiplayer comes out next year, they'll have that ready or something. Like I have those kind of 2 trains of thought.
So the single players are the beta testers.
I honestly, yes, I think so.
Did they do that with Red Dead? Like, did Red Dead's multiplayer come out at the same time? Yeah, no, it came out later, right? Yeah,
It came out later, yeah.
So I was trying to think like where you got that from, because for me it would make
That's
sense for them to like focus on their multiplayer because that's become such a big ecosystem with the
right.
shark cards, right? That's where their money's going to come in. But
Yep.
you
Yes.
could be right.
I was like,
Based on Red
GTA's,
Dead.
the game itself will sell a ton, but their real money maker is going to be their
Right.
multiplayer mode, because that's where they get all their money from GTA is not from the sales of the game, it's from all their shark cards and that whole ecosystem.
Oh, the
Mhm.
entire video game industry is V-Bucks and shark cards and Roblox cards. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they have to, and I think that aids to what Jason is saying, because they have to do it right, because so much of their money is coming from shark cards. If they screw up the next iteration of multiplayer, it's awful for them. That could be a death knell
Yeah.
for them.
But again,
So-
even if the game comes out and it's like kind of like Cyberpunk, where it was kind of buggy. Granted, it got better through time, but like that kind of put a sour note on it, and then it got better. But like that's what like I have two trains of like it could come out and just not be as ready, and then they just go next year, or they'd be like, well, it's okay enough. We got to get this better, but we could fix both at the same time, but make sure that B is better than A for launch. That's why I have no idea. But I if I had to put money, I would think next year is the year it comes out.
My original prediction was that they were going to try to launch it with like the PS6 and just like subtly delay it until as much as possible. But now with all this hardware stuff going on and just prices of everything to build stuff going way up, they might just bite the bullet and do it anyways. But it really felt because like the PS5 has overstayed its welcome in the cycle, right? Like this should have been like long done. There should have been PS6 announced already, but with all this complications, right? Like
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. Like, I don't think it's been long enough.
It's been like
It's-
what, 7 years at least, more than
It's,
that. Right?
6 years.
6 years.
It came out in
Yeah.
2020. So yeah.
But like
right
you
now,
couldn't get it when it first came out. That was the thing, and it wasn't just a Nintendo scarcity problem. It was like
yeah.
it was not intentional. So I felt
Yeah.
like they had to push this cycle longer than they wanted to.
I agree. I think the cycle needs to be pushed longer because again, like we have a PS5 and they're just starting to crack the code for how to make games on the system, and then there's still not like a crazy amount of going on with it. So I'm hoping that since we haven't, I mean, we've heard rumblings of the next gen stuff coming out, but I'm hoping that's just like another 4 years plus.
Yeah, like, is there really that much you could do to make? It's like, what else could you do to make it better? It's not like graphics are increasing that much now.
Make
like
load times load times
load
quicker
time,
again, put more things on it. The AI generated, what you want to call it, the frames, the FSRs and all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
So yeah, it's like my Series X is doing just fine, and I can play games all the way back to the original Xbox.
And then
I don't really need a new one.
Yeah, and then I think also Sony's not saying anything about like the PS6 for GTAs because they want to get rid of their PS5 Pros, and that's exactly what Sony's going to do. Is like, you want the best way to play this game? Here's a PS5 Pro. A, we couldn't get rid of these to begin with. B, you don't have to buy a disk drive if you don't want to. Just put everything on it. It's got a huge hard drive because who the hell knows how big this game file is going to be if they're already talking about what the heck it is.
That's a
I mean,
good
it could be a little like here's your game drive. It's on there. That's all you can have on this thing. So who knows?
Do you think they'll do a PS5 Pro bundle with GTA 6?
Yes.
Yeah, I
could
think
be
they will
something.
do that. I think originally it
makes
should have
sense.
been a PS6 bundle with GTA 6, but it
Oh,
will be a
that would make
PS5
sense.
bundle instead. That's kind of what my track of mind is with this, because like Astrobot took how many years, and that was like the first game to really be explosive on the system. It just feels like PS5 should be considered their failure, move on, do something else. And with Xbox in tandem to that, like I upgraded my Xbox, I didn't feel the difference. I literally plugged it in and I was like, it's just the same system again. Great. Like and that's because games have been stagnating since like 2013. Like I remember looking at Far Cry, and it's no knock to Far Cry. I do like those games, but being like, oh, this is kind of just what games are going to look like now. And that's what it's felt like besides indie for the past like 10 plus years. So the cycles are kind of blending together for me at this point, and it feels like we need some actual innovation. And I thought maybe GTA 6 could be like the pusher of that and be like, okay, next system bundled. Of course, it would still be backwards compatible because that's how GTA has always been.
Yeah.
And like, let's see something new. But I think they're just going to push it in the end of this PS5 cycle now.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll kind of agree and disagree, but like I mean I think there's pushing. I think they're hiding stuff well. Like I mean for like the God of War remake, I think that was great and technical because again the camera view was literally a one-shot camera throughout the entire game. There was no cuts, so like to have zero loading, but the only time loading was obviously on the boat to get to the next area. But like having the camera just here and then just slowly rotating around you as like as the whole game was continuing through cutscenes and all that stuff. I thought that was cool. But yeah, there's nothing like the graphics from 10 years ago. There's nothing like this person looks more realistic. They're just kind of fine tuning things. I agree with that, but I mean that's you can only make realistic real so much before you're like it doesn't look good. So.
I think that's the problem, though, is that they just keep pushing realism. Like, I don't disagree with you that some of that
no,
stuff
art
is
style.
fascinating,
It's all about
right?
art
Like,
style.
with Death Stranding 2, I'm curious to play just because like Kojima's really good at pushing hardware,
Mhm.
and so I actually want to play it just for that reason. But I don't disagree with you that like there are little things they've added, little bells and whistles. It's the focus on realism, and I hate to always point the finger at Last of Us, but that really was a big tidal wave for that. And it's just we need to go back to fun, and it's okay if it looks a little more rough around the edges, but like actual innovation. And I don't think that needs to come from people that are fans of these things. I think the actual industry needs to sit down and innovate things that we have never even comprehended. That's the
Right.
problem, is that it just doesn't feel like there's any concepts out there that it could be like, wow, this is like innovative and cool. There's nothing. It's just since PS3, it's just felt like, oh, it looks slightly better. It looks slightly better. VR is like improving slowly, but it's not really taking off as much as they wanted. So, the handheld like hybrid where we have like the whole Switch thing now, right? Like that's been nice. But give me something in the industry that like blows my mind that I'm like, I wouldn't have even seen this coming. And there's just no rumblings of that. It's just everything is getting too expensive to build. How do we get these out the door? Let's keep building games in the same engines with the exact same look to them. That's where I feel like the industry is really stagnating.
Yeah.
I just got my
Fair enough.
PS5 last month.
You didn't miss much at all.
Nope, I didn't have a reason to up until recently. So
I've had it since pretty much when it came out, and yeah, I barely use it.
yeah,
So, all right. Lois, we're still on your honorable mentions, correct?
yep, I have one more.
All right.
So remember when I mentioned there's 2 Trails games coming out?
Okay. So the other one is on your honorable mentions.
Yeah, Trails Beyond the Horizon is the English version of one that I've already played because of a fan patch. So the only reason it's on my list is because there's a few people that I talk about the series to, and I can't talk about it until they play the English version. So that's all I'm waiting for.
Okay. Is this another one of the remakes, or is this like a new game in the franchise?
This is the newest one.
Okay. All right. And Trails Beyond the Horizon. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that comes out next week?
Yep.
Nice. All right. And let's see here.
And now I'm waiting for the game that comes after this one, and it has been painful, to say the least.
All right. All right. Well, then, okay. I believe we need to hear your honorable mentions.
Yes, I did so much work to thin down this list because I could have given you like 50 games and I could have been the entire stream. So I've really tried to narrow it down as much as I can. I'll start with
All
the
right.
more AAA type stuff that's a bit more predictable, and then I'll go from there. So I think Lego Batman is going to be really good. I'm personally really excited for that. That's already going to be a day one for James. So it obviously is going to be in our
James is looking
household
forward to that one.
anyways. Yeah, but I do want to try it as well. I think that game's going to be
That
the
looks
most
pretty good.
it's gonna be the most ambitious Lego game yet, in my opinion. And I actually thought Skywalker Saga was really good too. So I know people are split on the Star Wars ones, but I think like the newest one was actually really good. Mario Tennis, I'm looking forward to. I think that's going to
Mario
be pretty
Tennis
good
game.
too. Yeah, it's like
As long as the
Power
racket,
Mario Tennis
yeah,
game.
as long as the racket doesn't break and that's how you win the game all the time, I'll be excited.
Oh my god, it's so bad, right?
Yeah.
Like in the newest one. My
Which one was
God.
that with the rack? I know you talked about it before,
the
Jason. But which
Switch
one was
one.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah,
bad.
it's
When
That's all it
was
came
the
down
new
to.
Mario Tennis announced?
I didn't even know about it.
Last year. Yeah, it was like.
It's been
I think it
super
was like-
quiet, but
Yeah, it was like it was. I think it was 2 directs ago.
yeah.
Really?
So
Yeah.
a lot of these ones I'm mentioning are not like necessarily they have a date on them. It's just like they could
I
come
know-
out this year. They could shadow drop.
Yeah, I think tennis, or maybe tennis. I think tennis has a quarter, not like, but tennis is for sure coming out this year. Is what I've.
It should be. Yeah.
What I've been told, tennis is coming out this year.
Yeah, so it could be good. Yeah, I agree. Jason, don't break the rackets. I hate it. It's awful. It ruins the game entirely.
Yep.
Star Wars Galactic Racer, I'm kind of mixed on this one, but I am actually a little bit looking forward to it depending on how they
intrigued.
execute it. Yes, I will take a look at it. It could be good. I like that there's like a bit of gambling and stuff involved in it too. Like it seems like there could be a bit more of a story surrounding it and not just pure racing. And so there's a potential for me to like that. I obviously didn't put the new KOTOR game on this list because that might not be coming out for several years. So Star
I
Wars
think that's
Galactic
coming
Racer.
out-
Fate of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah, I didn't
I-
bother with that on my list.
I think
I
that's
doubt
4
it.
years away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
like
Is what I've
super
heard.
far.
Years
It's
off.
4 years away.
So Galactic Racer is kind of the next Star Wars thing. I'm like, this could be interesting, sure. Going a bit more into indie here. Kingmakers has been delayed 3 times, but I am hopeful it might come out this year.
That game
I'm
looks good.
excited for it. I really like the idea of being able to impact the world on a past, present, future type thing. And it's got motorcycles, so that already pulled me in. It's like medieval motorcycles. Like, yeah, that's me. Agefield High, Rock the School. I've talked about this on my podcast before. This is a bully successor type game. It looks a little cheesy. It could go a little Life is Strange, but my hope is that it's more bully, and it looks like it could be. So fingers crossed. Gunmetal Gothic, which we don't have too much information about, but if you liked, the Parasite Eve, old Resident Evil type look of games, like that PS1 kind of jank, it looks interesting. It's Gothic, as in the name, co-op shooter. So I'm interested in that. Where the hell is my Killer Bean game? I thought this was coming out last year, and I really want it. It's Max Payne, like meets GTA meets whatever. I don't. It's just every genre in one that I'm like, this looks incredible, and
That game
Killer
looks
Bean's
fun.
hilarious. So
So
I
you
want.
you
I
want to hear
don't
some bad news?
It's not
Uh-oh.
happening.
The
is
things
it?
that I'm reading is saying 2027 and beyond.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
goodness.
Where is it?
Oh,
Killer
man.
Bean, my
This game looks
boy. Look
fun.
at this.
It's
It's
like,
Yeah,
good.
that-
I wanna
I know.
play
That's
it.
why I didn't even put it on my honorable mentions, because it says, and when I read and beyond, I'm like, that's not good.
I want this game. Okay,
Yep.
and finally, I've got one more. Duvergold, which is by Cult Games, who did The Great Rebellion. Duvergold is a like dungeon crawler, like classic dungeon crawler type game, and it's actually going to be mobile specific. But I'm super excited for these guys to bring this. I think it's going to be like phenomenal. It's very like dwarven like. And yeah, it's going to be a mobile game. So it's not like what you guys would call a traditional video game in some senses. But I think that this format works really well on mobile. So hopefully they bring it to iOS and I can play it. And plus, they're awesome. I love everything that Cult Games does. So
All right. Jason, did we get your honorable mentions?
Yep.
Okay, I thought so. So, all right. Here, before we move on, I do want to catch up on a little bit of chat. And let's see here. Yeah, Reddit said Mouse PI looks awesome. It smells of a game that's a bit style over substance, though. I'm afraid that might be a Smash Bros. Like game. Let's see. I don't remember what that was in reference to.
Mega Man, I think he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dual Override as a Smash Bros. Game. I don't
They
see that happening. I sure hope
No,
not.
they show. I mean, they showed very, very, very early going from left to right. So I mean, we'll see.
Okay. So Crazy Landlow says to answer the stream's title, it would be GTA 6, but that's not saying much. I like the older games plus 4 the most. Interesting. I did not like 4. And
I didn't like 4 much either.
So, Creed Landlow says, never thought Mega Man would have had a kart racer. Yeah, it was way back. And I think I don't know if it ever released on its own. I think it only released in a compilation of other games. I could be wrong about that. But I do know it is on the GameCube / PS2 Mega Man X collection. But yeah, I forget what it's called. It's like rumble and roll or something like that. And Brett says, finally another felt that boxing appreciator. So that's Jason. His family also has a history of boxing, so I know he's a big fan of boxing because of that. So Brett says, game devs need to take the lesson of never handing out your third game to a different studio. Happened to Postal. Speaking of Postal, Kay's got a fun story about that.
They love me over there.
Running with Scissors is a huge fan of Kay. So, and Rigor Morpheus says, might as well call it GTA forever at this point. Yeah. Landlow says, Red Dead Online came out as a beta at first because of the buggy launch of GTA Online. Then after like a month or two, Red Dead Online was fully released. Okay. And Brett says, PS5 is only 5 years old. Plus, it feels like hardware didn't make a large enough jump to warrant new consoles. And heck, PS5 still doesn't have games yet.
The meme never dies.
Definitely understand that sentiment. Rigor Morpheus says, next gaming innovation, Neuralink. Huggy stock is going to explode when the games come out. That's hilarious. And Brett says the September Direct Link is when he thinks that Mario Tennis was announced. Same one that the Forgettable Yoshi game, which I forgot about that one as well. So,
the funny thing is I saw a tweet of the Mario Tennis game and I was like, where did this come from? Did they like just announce this? Even though I reacted to all the Nintendo Directs live on stream, and I still couldn't even remember that was a thing.
That's funny. So,
I also, listen, full disclosure, I have a hate boner for Mario sports games because Camelot Software, they're the ones that did Golden Sun, and they refuse to make a fourth game, or they can't make a fourth game because Nintendo won't let them. One of the two.
I know, but I love Golden Sun, but they gave us Waluigi. What do I do? Do I get mad at the sports games? I got Waluigi for it, but I also love the Golden Suns. I want more Golden Suns.
You get mad at Nintendo. Get mad at Nintendo because they won't give Waluigi his own game, which they should.
Yeah.
They won't put Waluigi in Smash as a playable character, which they should.
No.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that Nintendo should do, and they just refuse to do it. So, get mad at Nintendo.
Nintendo makes some of the best decisions in the industry and some of the most dumbest decisions. So
that's why my hate boner is for the Mario sports games more than it is for Camelot themselves. So, because Nintendo needs that money. They really, really do. They need that money.
All right. Well, with that, we will get.
Can I go first? Because I may have to dip depending on how long this goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we'll get into our number ones, and we'll go ahead and kick it off with Lois to give us his number one in case he has to leave.
All right, this is kind of bouncing off of the K's number two, the Morrowind-like one, because this was another game that was shown off that also gave me the Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion itch, and that is Crimson Desert.
Yes,
okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this game get mentioned a lot, but I don't know.
It's been shown off a few times. It might have been at like one of the big events. Maybe it was Summer Games Fest, maybe.
Yeah, this game's been talked about forever. It's the game that you could do anything. It's a game and a game and a game.
And
we'll see if that pans out. I was watching someone react to a live stream of the devs doing like a gameplay demo of it. And I'm like, oh, I need to stop watching this because I want to go in as blind as possible.
And like, I'm under the impression this is an MMO, but I think that's incorrect, right?
No, the MMO is called Black Desert Online. A lot of people get those confused.
I was just going to say, is there any, because I know of a game called Black Desert, which I also know nothing about. Are these two related in any way?
I don't think so.
Okay, they just happen to have very similar names. But Black Desert is an MMO. Crimson Desert is not.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this is basically like a huge open world action RPG. Probably won't have dice roll combat, so Neo would probably like it.
And it does not have dice roll combat?
No.
Yeah. It's an action game.
Oh, that's a thing of the past now, Neo. They don't do that anymore, sadly. Some of us like dice rolling.
That's why Final Fantasy VII Remake is better.
So, okay, I pulled up the developers.
I don't know. I haven't played either.
I pulled up the developers Steam page. They did also do Black Desert.
Okay,
yeah,
I just Googled it. It says that they are related.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know if they're actually like part of the same universe or not.
Okay, Fair enough. So, but yeah, so this is going to be like a giant RPG then.
Yep.
Open world action. Yep. Open world everything. Yeah. This game is. I know it says it's coming out in March. I don't believe them.
Okay.
Or if they do, it'll be bare bones and half the features won't be there yet. Yeah.
Now that I
Right.
know a little bit more about this, I might have to do some digging and get more familiar with this game.
But some of the combat stuff with some of the dragons that they have, I mean, like, I'm not the biggest like high fantasy style stuff, but I saw some of these fights. I was like, that actually looks pretty cool that this thing is doing that. So, like, I don't know, but yeah, this game has a lot to offer. It looks like.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's
so
definitely a good
release-
chance that it'll get delayed or something.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, I hope not. I mean, I hope it comes out when it's ready. But I mean, if it says March and it comes out March and it does what they're saying, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's not super far away either. So
No, that's crazy.
It's very possible it could actually come out in March, which
Right.
that's kind of that's like the main reason I put it as my number one over Terratech Legion, because this one's very, I would say, 70% going to come out this year, I would say.
Mhm.
Whereas Terratech Legion's probably getting pushed off or going to be in early access for a long time. So
yeah, I looked up.
I hope so. I hope it comes out and it's good and it's everything that they're promising, and we'll see.
It looks like a beautiful game.
Oh yeah.
The world looks amazing. And yeah, the launch date says March 19th, which is also the day of the Wii launch for Retro Achievements.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it looks like it's coming out on everything except for Switch.
Makes sense.
So I will have to look into this a little bit more. So
Yeah, this one might be even a bit much for the Switch too.
This seems like a bit much for a lot of things. Yeah,
It's possible it could get a port in the future, but it would take a lot of work to
with the
scale it down,
scale.
probably.
Yeah, with the scale that the game wants you to have, I don't see that happening, unfortunately.
Yeah.
they've done some impressive things with games that you wouldn't expect to get running on
You're not
the
wrong.
original Switch. Like
You're not wrong.
I've heard, I haven't played it, but I've heard that the Doom Eternal Switch version actually runs pretty well. It's like, that sounds surprising.
It can't even do Skyrim properly, bros. It's so bad. I'm like 40 hours
Really?
into Skyrim and I'm like getting like actual pausing. That's how much the frames are. It's like it's just hard stopping the game and crashing.
Like
So I
stutters and
don't
stuff?
think it I have videos of it just stuttering to the point of I'm at like 2 frames and I'm just like it's
Oh,
like a
no.
picture book. Yeah.
On Switch 2?
Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, it's bad. And it's 30 outside, 60 inside. So if you're going through dungeons and stuff constantly, it messes with your eyes because you're just like, everything out here is 30, everything out here is 60. It's fluid, in here is 60.
You know what?
That game's
Oh,
14 years old and a Switch 2 can't run it well?
Yeah, and we've had tons of crashes. Like it's
WTF.
crashed on me 3 times. It's crashed on James several times too. Like, and it's bad.
If I was a betting man, I would bet money that's actually Bethesda's fault and not the Switch 2's
Let's
fault.
say I don't think that's the system. I think that's the game.
Because
I'm
if they got
seeing
Skyrim
how-
on the Switch 1, they should be
Seeing
able to
how-
run on the Switch 2, no problem.
Yeah, I think the Skyrim 2 or the Switch 2 version is apparently worse because there's like more stuff that got introduced to it. But just
Yeah.
seeing the performance on a game that should run like this, like it should be totally fine. The frames thing makes no sense to me.
Yeah, there's no
no,
excuse
It
for
will
that.
stop
Yeah.
to a crawl. So, anyways, I'm just saying Crimson Desert, I don't see that ever happening in my life. Honestly.
I don't either. But no, I agree.
All right. Well, I am now, that's on my radar now as well. More so because I had heard of the name of it, but now I know some about it. And I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued. So, all right. Lois, you didn't play Black Desert, did you?
No,
Okay.
because it's an MMO.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, all right. Well then, okay. What about you? What is your number one?
My number one is the only game on my list that isn't on Steam. And I'm kind of surprised that it's my number one, but I was just so excited when I saw it. I'm like, I think this is it. I think this is the game. This was in the Game Awards, and it is Orbitals, which is the Switch 2 exclusive game that's coming out. It's a sci-fi anime retro world. and it almost looks split fiction-y because it's all co-op. But it's gorgeous, and I love that it's in space. It's like super sci-fi. I'm extremely excited for this game. I don't know like an insane amount about it. I've seen the trailer, and that was enough for me to be like, I need to buy this game day one. I love that old school anime art style, and the animation and everything in it is just gorgeous.
Oh, I
Absolutely
remember.
gorgeous.
I remember when I was watching the Game Awards on your stream, you were interested in this game. I went to the website, but it's only got a still image of the, like a
I
poster.
think there's
Doesn't have the
maybe a
actual game.
trailer on YouTube. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot that we can see, but yeah, I think it's going to be really good. It's very much like a space shooter type game, but retro anime art style. The characters seem very endearing. We'll see. We'll see what it's like. There's not a lot we know about it yet, but I am into co-op adventures. I'll do it. I think it's gonna be a really fun game to stream. So I'm super hyped for it. And I want to learn more about it. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
website
the
I was
art
just looking
style
at.
is just like alone. The art alone sold me on it. And then seeing the combat from the very limited stuff that we've seen. I haven't played through Split Fiction yet, but it does definitely feel like it's inspired by Joseph Fares with this game. This is also the studio's first game that they've ever done. So Kepler is funding it, who funded what's it called, Expedition 33, and they're funding a bunch of other stuff. Kepler is also funding this, so I have high hopes.
Okay, yeah, I'm pulling up here again, and it definitely had the art style feels very Toriyama.
It's so beautiful. It really reminds me of like the old animes I used to watch that came from like the 80s.
I was just gonna say this looks very 80s anime style.
Yep. So all we know is that it's in space, and you're just trying to figure out what happened to their home.
A co-op space adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the old school art style too.
When I first saw it, I thought they were doing something with, they were bringing back like Lunar or something, because it has that style of thing. I was like, wait, another Lunar? And I saw, I was like, okay, that's I'm glad they brought that back, but I was like, we don't need another one, but I'm glad it's something different.
Yeah. So, like I said, not an extreme amount to say on it yet, but if I'm talking about most anticipated games, I'm really anticipating this one out of anything, just to see. And if this game does super well, then we might see more of this art style going forward, and I will be all over that. So
Yeah. Looks like fun.
Yep. It goes back to like what we were discussing about like realism versus like good art direction. Art direction will always be realism, like any day of the week.
Exactly. That's why I like this trend. That's why I'm like, Orbital's setting that. I mean, there's a lot of other games that are doing that too, but like this could set it in a better direction where we're not so worried about everything looking super realistic to the point where it's like uncanny valley and it freaks you out. So, yeah.
Okay. This doesn't have an exact date yet, right?
It's supposed to be 2026, but I just don't know when.
Yeah.
Okay.
No specific date, but yeah, it looks like it's a Switch 2 exclusive.
Yes. Which is weird. I feel like this is a very easy cross-console game.
Like this could easily run on a Switch 1, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't really get why they're going Switch 2 specifically, but I own one, so it's not an issue for me.
I think because it's this, like, again, a smaller, I guess I'm talking myself out of it, but like a smaller thing, Switch 2, not very many funds going into it, kind of like Nintendo might have had to deal with them just to bring it over there kind of thing. But again, if you want to make more money, you want to put it on both systems because people more have the Switch 1 than the Switch 2. So
yeah, it's like, why would you limit your audience? Or your target audience?
It's a bigger discussion, but I kind of like exclusives, so I'm okay with them doing it.
Right.
I'm not really happy with the trend of just throw everything on everything, because then there's no real like competition or need to like fine tune hardware for it to like run the game in a special way. It just kind of makes the whole industry stagnant and flat, and everything has to work on everything. So I'm okay with this. It's just a weird decision when you look at the kind of game it is, because you're like, it's not innovating anything really.
Right.
So why wouldn't it be able to run on different systems? But on a competition standpoint, cool. We got Dustbloods and we've got Orbitals, right? So.
All right. I think I will go ahead and go next then. And I know this one will probably piss James off because I know he's not a fan of what happened behind the scenes on the first game. But this is one of my favorite games of like the last decade. I bring this up, not as much lately, but for a year or so, every time Paul would come into chat, he'd be like, "Oh, Neo's talking about that game again." And there's been a lot of behind the scenes shenanigans with this one too. I hope that that doesn't affect the gameplay. But that is Subnautica 2. I cannot freaking wait to play this because Subnautica 1 is in my top 10 games of all time. It was my number 10, but I love that game so much. I just recently replayed it last month again because I haven't played it this year. And basically since I played it for the first time a few years ago, I played it at least once a year. I think in 2024, I think I played it like 3 or 4 times, but I really cannot freaking wait for this game. I love the first one. Below Zero was good. For some reason, people who are fans of Subnautica like hated on Below Zero just because it wasn't as good as the first one. It's still a good game. It's just not as good as the first one. I think most people like are in that same boat where the first one is far better. But it's a lot of people are on that mentality of like, oh, if it's not as good as this game, then it sucks. It's like there is an in between. But this one, it looks like because the Below Zero started off as a DLC for the original game, and then they spun it off as its own game. So that's why this one isn't actually Subnautica 3. This is Subnautica 2 because it's like new full-fledged game. I don't know if it takes place on the same planet or it's a different planet. I want to say it's a different planet, but I can't say that for certain. But one of the other cool things about it is one of the things that like everybody was clamoring for in the first one and the DLC, or what I originally was going to be a DLC, but Subnautica Below Zero was some sort of way to play this game with other people in co-op. There's a couple of mods out there that make it co-op, but they're really, from what I hear, they're really janky. This one has co-op built into it from the get-go, and Paul and I actually have a pickle bet since we both hate pickles. And whoever loses has to eat a pickle on stream. And I think it's going to be a 2-player co-op game, and he says it's going to be a 4-player co-op game. So we got a pickle bet going on that one. But I will and we do already know that it is going to be launching day 1 on Game Pass, so I will absolutely be able to play this on day 1. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun, and playing it with people will just make it better, and it looks beautiful, and they've added a bunch of new like not abilities, but like technology and like a whole new I'm assuming it's on a different planet because a lot of these creatures are complete, if not all of them are new, and I've never seen them in the other games. And it's got a lot of new things you can build because there's a lot of crafting in the game. It looks like there's a bunch of new vehicles and items and stuff you can build, and just give me some more Subnautica, and it looks like it's probably going to check all those boxes of everything that I loved about the first one, and it's a really pretty looking game. So I cannot freaking wait for Subnautica 2. I love the first one, and like I said, I like Below Zero, just not as much as the first one. That's probably my most replayed game in the last 5 years or so is probably Subnautica 1 because I've played it so many times. I love that one. So I'm very, very excited for Subnautica 2. And I just hope that all of this behind the scenes stuff with crafting, firing the leads on the team, who knows who's in the right and who's in the wrong. I just hope we get a good game out of it. So it has the potential for ending up not being good because of all the behind the scenes, legality stuff. But I just hope that we get a good game out of it.
I think that, it depends on your stance on this part, but the bigger red flag is that Crafton is going AI first. So how will that impact the quality of the game itself? That could be interesting. So it depends on if you're, willing to overlook how AI impacts video games as well, and how it's implemented. Like I know with Arc Raiders, having voice lines that were AI, to me, that would be very jarring to hear. But like, sometimes visuals can be jarring too. Sometimes AI is implemented fine and you barely notice it. Like Marvel Rivals, I feel like I don't really notice it or care. So it does depend on which direction they go. But I did find it interesting on top of that controversy that Crafton is very much, we're all AI first. That's like our focus going forward. I don't know how it's going to impact the quality of their games.
I hadn't heard that about AI and their usage of it yet, but that does make me
Like there might already be a foundation here that's fine because this game has been in
I'm
development for
hoping
as long as it
so.
has been. But I'm just
Exactly.
wondering like
Yeah.
what that would actually do to a game when that's their first focus. It's different if you're using it. It's I get AI as a tool. I'm not like fully against it or anything, but there's a difference between saying I'm an AI first company versus we're using AI to enhance our game.
Yeah, I was gonna say this game's probably been in development for a while, so they probably even before AI
This
became
whole
like a
AI
huge development
craze.
tool. Yeah,
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, even if
'cause
they
like
are going AI, I think this game has been in development long enough that it wouldn't really make much of a difference at this point.
yeah, when did the last content update for Subnautica 1 come out?
Um,
Or was it the
prob-
below zero thing?
so one of the cool things was in Below Zero, they introduced some new features and machines that have some really cool functionality. And some of them they actually backported into Subnautica 1. So I think there have been
Hmm.
more recently, they updated the original game, then they even updated Below Zero. But that was still probably like at least 2, if not 3 years ago at minimum. So it's been a little while.
Yeah, so the foundation of this game is probably going to have like no AI whatsoever, most likely.
I
But
would think
like
so.
if they do post-launch content, that's up in the air.
Yeah. So, I see Jeff from Sons and Shadows in chat. What's up, Jeff? How's it going, buddy? I will be on his channel next week, talking some more Stargate. So good to see you, and a happy New Year to you. So
Actually, you know what? You guys,
have a thought?
Oh, is the disclosure thing on Steam now?
the AI disclosure thing, yeah, it looks like they don't have an AI disclosure on here yet. Could be one in the future. You never know.
I've heard about that, but I haven't looked, so I haven't seen it on any games pages yet. But I also haven't looked.
Subnautica 2 will be an early access game.
That we did know.
Okay.
So, yeah, the full release may not even be this year, but they've been saying it's already gotten delayed because I think the early access was supposed to be last year. And we're not even at early access yet.
Delaying early access is crazy to me. Because it's like
That's
you're going so hard to get to early access. Like how long is it until your actual game is here? That's just insane.
that's why I think as soon as because the first news that came out with behind the scenes stuff is that Crafton let the leads go, and everyone obviously for the most part took the lead devs the team lead side, be like, oh, why would Crafton do this? But the fact that we still don't have the early access indicates at least that they might have had good reason to, because they were way far behind on the goals that they were supposed to hit at that time. So maybe Crafton wasn't necessarily the bad guys, but we don't really know a lot of the details yet. So, still at this point, at least the last I heard, it's more of like a he said, she said thing until we get some more details on everything that's going on behind the scenes. Who knows who is actually in the right, but it may not appear as that Crafton is as bad as they first seemed when they let the team leads go.
What a story too, because didn't they buy Hi-Fi Rush as well? So people were like, "Yeah, you're the best," and then it turned into never mind. Is it the same people I'm thinking of?
Did Crafton buy Hi-Fi Rush?
I thought they did
Yeah,
back
they did.
That sounds
yeah,
familiar.
for the sequel, yeah. So I'm like, they had this
So
like
they own
hero
Tango
story,
Gameworks?
and they saved
They bought
Hi-Fi Rush
Tango.
from Microsoft or whatever, and now it's like, oh, but you've ruined maybe Subnautica. I don't know. It's so he said she said, and the thing is, at the end of the day, we all know it's inflated budgets. Like maybe those people were like doing good work, but they just couldn't afford to keep them for as long as they needed to for this game's release. And it's like, who's wrong in that scenario? Well, it's the industry at the end of the day and the corporate greed of it, right? It gets way thicker of a situation.
So a quick search here. Yeah, it looks like Crafton acquired Tango Gameworks, but
Yeah.
it looks like Microsoft still owns the rights to Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, so if they make a second one, it would be like in tandem, kind of like Toys for Bob. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm very, very, very excited about this game, and I hope that it doesn't suck.
I need to play the first one still.
The first one is great, and if you like the first one, I think you'll enjoy the second one. Below zero.
And I just relearned that I actually have the first game on my PlayStation. I got it for free at some point.
I don't have a PlayStation, but I own it for free on a PlayStation as well because they gave it away for free. And I created a PlayStation account just to acquire it in case I ever got a PlayStation. Because at the time, I was planning on getting a PlayStation sometime in the future, but that was before they started releasing all the PlayStation exclusives that I want to play on Steam. So now it's unlikely that I ever will probably own a PlayStation. But I do own a digital license to Subnautica on PlayStation, even though I don't have anything to play it on. The PlayStation version, that is, because I do own it on Xbox and I own it on Steam. So, all right. Well, Jason, let's finish this off. So what do you got for us?
All right. So my number one, if you know me, you probably all can figure out my number one's going to be because I haven't talked about it yet. I only have 6 more weeks to wait for it.
Is it a game that I've mentioned tonight?
No one's mentioned it tonight.
Oh.
Which is kind of surprising, but not surprising because the hype on it was kind of low. And then at the Game Awards, it got really high, but it got spoiled. So it didn't get as much hype that it should get. We have mentioned that company before a couple times tonight.
It's Highguard.
Yeah, it's Highguard. Yeah, no. My number one is Resident Evil Requiem.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
We finally get to, the way that they're describing it, we're finally getting to see how a lot of these characters are exiting stage left. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they're going to go the way of, do characters die? Do characters get happier endings? Does Raccoon City is just as beat up as it was when a nuke went off there, kind of thing. So what's going to happen with a lot of these characters and what's going to happen to the franchise going forward? Because it doesn't sound like they want to start over, but it sounds like they want to get newer ideas for the franchise going forward that wasn't Village and the Biohazard one. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. You can play in third person and in first person, so
right.
That's going to be kind of interesting to see how you do that. I think I'm going to play where I play as Ashcroft is first person because that's going to be the more horror centric stuff, and then play Leon in third person to kind of mix and match things around. We'll see how that works out, but that's kind of how my idea is going to go with the game, to have the spookier scenes be spooky and the action be the action part. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited just to see what batshit crazy things that they're going to throw Resident Evil away. Again, we have Leon, so Ada has to be there somewhere. Are we going to get any other characters to show up? Because again, they always show very, very small things that lead to bigger things down the line. So who knows? And then with the it looked like Spencer, but it wasn't him because they gave him a name. But are we getting some stuff there? I don't know. There's a lot of things that show from the history of the game coming back here. How does it end is pretty much the best way to describe it.
So are they implying that this is basically like the end of the Resident Evil franchise?
They're not saying it that way. They're just saying there's going to be the end of a lot of the characters that you love.
Okay.
So that's what they're saying. Who knows? Again, not everybody knows.
Dies.
Hey, I mean, that would be...
I was just about to say that.
That would be kind of crazy. I mean...
They pull of, what was that movie? The mob movie with basically everyone died at the end. With, I think it was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Oh, Departed? No.
Yeah, The Departed.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Pull that one out.
I'm going to pull a Departed on Resident Evil.
Hey, I mean, if they do something like that, I mean, that would be a way to get people talking about it, good or bad kind of thing, because again, they want to start putting some finalizing to some of the stuff this way. And I mean, what a better way to do it than go back to the main city that it took place in and see what's going on there. So.
Okay. So yeah, Resident Evil Requiem releases at the end of February. It looks like the 27th.
Yep.
26th on Steam, although I Googled it and it says 27, but that's 1 day difference. Not that big a deal. And it looks like it's releasing on everything. Although Switch 2, I doubt it's going to be on Switch 1.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, so this character, is it Grace Ashcroft? Is that the character's
Yep.
name?
Yep.
I know very little about the Resident Evil franchise. Is she a new character or is she?
So she is and she isn't. So she is a new character, but she is the daughter of a character from a game called Resident Evil Outbreak that came out on the PS2 days.
Okay. Because it's like I know all the games are like connected to each other.
Every game has some type of connection to it. Yeah.
So okay, so she's a new character, but daughter of an existing character.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that's when you see her trailer. Like the mom's actually in the trailer with her, and who knows if she's the monster that's chasing her. Like there's a lot of weird things that are going on there. So there's some pretty cool things that they're hiding from us that hopefully get answered soon. And hopefully we get a demo to play some of the stuff that they played at Summer Game Fest, because it showed some of the cool things that you can do. And they're like, yeah, it's a Resident Evil game, but there's some cool things that you can do with it. And yeah.
All right. Anybody else looking forward to Resident Evil?
I've never played Resident
I was
Evil.
going to say, I don't think Lois has played a Resident Evil, so it'd be up to Kay, and I don't think that she's huge on the Resident Evil franchise.
And
I
this is
like Resident Evil 2 a lot. But yeah, I'm not really
Yes.
excited about the newer Resident Evils.
So,
I don't know. I like them as a concept. I have fun with them. I liked 2. I liked 3. I liked 4. I'm sure I'll like 5 when I get through all of it. I've played some of it. It's just
you'll hate 6.
I'm not a super fan like Jason. That's really all it boils down to. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably play this eventually, but I'm not excited for it. I'm just like, yeah, I'll play it.
fair enough. So, all right. Well, it was so great to be back for another episode of Top 5, because like I said at the beginning, it has been a while. It's been a couple months, so I'm glad to be back here doing this again, and great to have you guys back on as well. So thank you for joining us for Top 5. And I almost forgot, but I remember, despite it being a couple months. Jason, is there any? There was very little crossover, so
Very little crossover.
Do you have a list for us?
I do. So number 5 was the hardest one for me to figure out, because again, we only have 4 of us. So number 1 is going to be easy for going down the list. So I had to go through all of our honorable mentions. So 2 of us had this game on honorable mentions, and 1 of us had it on the list. So our number 5 was Pragmata. So Capcom love there. And then we have Orbitals, Crimson Desert, Subnautica 2, and Resident Evil Requiem. All is our number 1 game, the 1 through 4 kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay. So, well, thank you for figuring that out for us. But yeah, so great to have you guys back on, and I'm looking forward to continuing this again as we were doing as usual. So we'll talk about that in a moment. So I'll go around the horn here and let everyone kind of plug their stuff. So we'll go ahead and start with Lois. Lois, what do you got going on?
I just put out a video right before this stream started. So if you guys don't know, I make a series called RNG, Random News. It used to be Random News of Gaming. Now it's called Random New Games, where I go over all the games that came out within the past month, and then I rank them based on what I think of them, just based on like the trailers and stuff and the review scores and all that. So I did the one for December, came out earlier today. Go watch that if you haven't. I also have a segment there where I take the worst take of the month and roast the hell out of it. So there's also that.
I remember earlier when I was talking about that guy had that really dumb take, like a good game is a good game in the franchise. I messaged Lois. I'm like, hey, I got a dumb take for you.
When did you send that to me? Hold on, let me see.
I don't remember if I actually sent you a screenshot about it, but I do remember I mentioned it to you in DMs. But that was
that was in November.
Yeah,
so
that was in probably like November.
Yeah, that got beat out by Tim Sweeney of Epic Games, being a piece of crap like he always is.
No surprise. So, but yeah, go. Lois is a great dude. Go give him a sub. I dropped the link to his channel in this chat. But did I?
Yep. I also stream games. My usual times I stream at are in the early afternoon or the overnight hours. So you can come find me then. Overnight hour streams are usually on weekends.
Sometimes I'm going to bed like super late at night and I see, Lois is just going live at like 3 a.m.
Yep, 3 in the morning, and then I go until like noon sometimes. So
Yeah, and then I'll go to bed and I'll get up and he'll still be streaming. It's like,
yep.
dear Lord. But yeah, I also have this links to everyone's channel in the stream description, but I just realized they aren't they're broken, so I will fix that right now. But yeah, Lois is a good dude. I always enjoy having him on for top 5 and talking video games. So thanks for joining us, and yeah,
And I'll be joining you on the next one too.
Yeah, so Lois will be on the next. He better be on the next one because he's the reason why we swapped the orders.
Yep.
So, yeah. Great talking with you as always. And Kay, what do you guys got going on over there in the Melee channel?
Hi, I'm Melee K, one half of Melee Games, and we just want to bring back the glory of gaming, have some fun with video games, and so right now we're doing a bit of an overhaul on the channel. So we don't have a lot of scheduled shows like we usually do, but you will catch us live randomly, like yesterday where we played through Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which was a really fun time. If you guys haven't played that game already, I definitely recommend it. But otherwise, you can find me on Side Scrollers every second Wednesday in the month. And you can also find me suffering big time.
Oh, the Suffer stream.
Next. Yeah.
Really quickly, while you're on the topic of Side Scrollers, are you on tomorrow or next week?
I'm on tomorrow, yeah. So okay. I'm on tomorrow. I'm on every other Wednesday with Mally, so.
Okay, so you'll be on tomorrow. And
I'm actually on for the next 3 weeks because I'm on next Monday as well.
Next Monday, okay.
Yeah, I fill in randomly, like if Blabs or Craig need to jump out. But yeah, so I'll be on Side Scrollers tomorrow morning. Also the 12th, which is the Monday, and then I'm back on my Wednesday. But
it's nice when you're on there because then they actually have a gamer on there for once.
That's the only time I watch it anymore is when Kay's on.
I like to yell about my video games on there for sure. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
So what is this next Suffer stream?
On January 16th at our usual nighttime slot, which we're still doing some nighttime streams right now, but we might actually start doing some earlier in the day streams eventually too. So that's why we're in a weird transitional period right now with our channel. It's a bit hard to shill right now, but the Suffer stream will be roughly around 7 p.m. PST on the 16th. And
so a week from Friday.
Yeah, I'm being cursed to writing a pitch for the Guild, which is the show that Felicia Day is featured in.
Just gonna ask you what you have to do on the Suffer stream.
I have to write a pitch for the next season the revival of the Guild with the star Felicia Day, which I'm not excited for.
How's your rewatch of the show going so that you can be well versed on how to revive it?
No, I'm not rewatching.
Oh, did you watch it? I was just joking.
I've seen some of it.
Just make everything up. It'll be better anyway.
I actually the problem is I actually know about the show. I saw a little bit of it back in the day. So
I've never seen it, but I just knew Felicia Day was on it.
God, yeah, it's horrible. So I'm gonna be writing that. There's also one more game that will be played that day, which is going to be a surprise for now.
Okay.
And the stipulation is a little bit different this time around, and we are leaving it as a surprise until closer to as well, but it is different. And if you want to make me suffer that day, you have power to make me suffer in a way that I really don't want to suffer.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I don't want to do it. It's a unique way, so it'll be more towards a total that you guys can work towards to make it happen. And I'll leave it at that. So if you like seeing me in pain and you like seeing me scream about Felicia Day, and you want to watch me write fan fiction about her, that's the day to tune in. Like if you just want to see me hate my life for a couple of hours, come watch us on the 16th over on Melee Games. But yeah, otherwise, casual streams this month. We're just going to be playing some games that we've been, on the backlog that we really want to play while we revamp the channel for the next few months here. So thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun, and I like doing the top fives. They're good, so keep doing.
Glad you could join us. Yeah. Shout out, I'm like, hey, I don't know if either you could join us, but you're welcome to. And Kate is just like, yeah, I'll join you. Oh,
you grabbed me at the right time because pretty much like starting next week, I can't really do much as much anymore. So it's like, yeah, you grabbed me at the perfect time. So I have a few days right now.
Given that you said that your channel's kind of in flux right now, and I was like, yeah, I haven't chat with James or Kay in a while. Let's see if either one wanted to join us. I was like, so I was glad you were able to. So yeah, look there, we got Kay's favorite person.
Oh.
So again, I've dropped this link to the Melee Games channel in the chat, and I did fix the links on the stream description, so you can go either way and go give them a sub because they are good peoples. So hey, Crazy Landlow's got to take off. Good night, Crazy Landlow. Good seeing you. You have a good night. We'll see you later. So Jason, do you have anything going on?
No. The only thing, we have top 5 in 2 weeks. And then I have to I'm trying to get 5 teams together, or 6 total, for like I said, the Fantasy Critic League for drafting next week, because if we're going to do it, I need to get it done within the next week, maybe 10 days, so we don't miss out any games and people can learn the rules and all that kind of stuff. So if I do have a surprise stream, it'll be maybe next week for the draft, because we'll have to get everybody together, kind of thing. But other than that, if that doesn't happen, then we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you about the Fantasy Critic thing after we're done here, because I got some people, or maybe there are people that you've already talked to, but
I've mentioned a couple people and they're like very lukewarm because they don't do the internet kind of stuff. So I'm like, hey, if you do it, you need to be online at this time. We need to do this, this, and this. And they're like, I'll get back to you on that. Now it's been like, because I wanted to be done last week. So now it's like, all right, I got to get this done if I want to do this.
Because I know some people who are like, I really want to do this. So
okay. Let me know.
But yeah, it's funny because I'd never heard of this, and then Jason and someone else that I know who I'm referring to right now both mentioned this Fantasy Critic thing to me within like a couple days of each other. And it's basically like fantasy football, but for video games. Mm-hmm. How it works, I have no idea, because I don't even understand how fantasy football works. But if you're interested, check out Fantasy Critic, and it has to do with fantasy leagues, but for video games.
Yeah, and if you are watching this and you're interested too, I'm on Neo's channel and stuff, but it's pretty simple. We're gonna have a draft. You draft games. If your game gets a score of 70 to 89, every point above 70, you get a point. If your game scores in the 90s, instead of 1 point, you get 2 points for every point in the 90s. So your goal is to draft the best games. You have a total of 8 teams total, but you're like, wait, you only draft 4. Well, that's where the fun becomes, and you have $100 budget that you have to blind bid on games to fill out your team throughout the rest of the year. Then also during the draft, you can counterpick somebody's. So if like somebody has a game that they pick, and you're like, well, that game's not coming out. Well, you could counterpick that game, and if it doesn't come out, that person can't drop that game, and you get 0 points for counterpick. But say the game does come out as well, if you counterpicked it, you lose points. But you can mess with people's teams. You can do kind of stuff like that. It's just a way to kind of see what happens with the years. Just have a little fun from now until next year, and a little competitive funness.
It sounds interesting. So yeah, someone's been talking to me. I'm like, I need to look more into it, but I'm intrigued. So, but yeah. So as you mentioned, the next episode of Top 5 will be in 2 weeks, which is the 20th. And we'll be ranking our top 5 2025 games. And that is games that we played in 2025, not necessarily games that came out in 2025, although there could be overlap. It could be a game that came out. But basically just games that you played. And basically the main stipulation is not games that you've played a ton of
million times.
Something that either you played for the first time, regardless of when it came out, or maybe something you haven't played in many years. And it's almost like a first playthrough because you don't remember it. So that we did that last year for 2024 games in January, and so we're for as long as we keep doing top 5, I definitely want to do that every year in January, because that's a fun topic to talk about our favorite games we played each year. So but yeah, so as for myself, I will be on Carl's channel tomorrow night for our usual Wednesday night backlog battling to talk about what we've been playing over. Well, typically it's the last week, but we haven't done it. We took like a 2-week hiatus because of Christmas and New Year's. So we have a couple weeks to talk about. And then on Thursday night, Dude will be on, and we'll be doing our Achievement Chasers, where we're talking about what we achievement hunted over the course of December. And then I'll be continuing. I started Metroidvania Monday again last night, and I started off with Revenge of the Savage Planet. And that's been a lot of fun because Journey to the Savage Planet, I freaking love that game, and this one is just more of that. So I'm really enjoying it. So I'll be playing that until I beat it, and then we'll be back next Tuesday for a party chat. So, but yeah, again, thank you, Jason and Kay and Lois for joining me on the panel. Thank you, everyone in chat, for hanging out
Thanks
with
to
us.
them.
And
Yeah.
it was always great chatting video games with all of you guys. So everyone, have a great night, and we will see you later. And as always, in the meantime, game on.